This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately.
What's going on, everybody? Yes. Now all the big channels and crazy news outlets make a big deal out of everything with the lack of information. They gotta keep it going, everybody. They gotta keep it going. Oh, a glove found by the garbage can. Oh, look at that. A white object, a car, drives in the background 100 yards away. Oh, look what the storekeeper said. He told the exact same story that was seen at the grub truck, but yeah, who cares? Please, give me a break. All right, there we go, there we go. Yeah. Hold on, let me fix an audio. Hey, thanks, Cheryl Bullock. Thank you. Wow, there's this Reddit post out there that says that I make $378,000 this year. Woo! Wow! Oh wait, it's not true. Oh shit. Okay, well I guess I didn't really make that much. But yeah, no, it's amazing. It's somebody shared it somewhere and I was like, wow, 378,000 on YouTube? That's freaking nuts! Wow. Well, if that was the case, then charities would be getting about one, you know, I mean, after, yeah, because it's after taxes, right? So what would that? Let's say it was 400,000. That means there'd probably be, I don't know, 300 after taxes. And then charities would be getting about 150. Yeah, so we're not quite there yet, you guys. Maybe in a few years, we'll see how it goes. Hey, thank you. And thanks LMM earlier. And Bucolic Buffalo, thank you very much. Boom, 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 boom. And Tosh, thank you very much. Thanks for adding to the $378,000, apparently. But Reddit is such a garbage place. You know, it's a cesspool for weak-minded people who just want to blab out absolute nonsensical trash every single night. Kathy Freidenmaker, thank you. All right, well, guess what, everybody? Here, let's just let me fix this audio thing first. It might sound kind of weird for a second, though. Hold on. You can have a second. Well, actually, I'll turn it down so you can't hear anything while I fix this. I know it doesn't have a problem with you guys, but it's the, there it is, right there. Obviously, the sound effects won't work without this one thing, and some people don't like the sound effects, but I really don't give a shit if you don't like the sound effects. I like them, so I'll be playing them, and if you don't like the sound effects, you'll have to go watch somebody else when I have a sound effect. Alright, let's see. Settings. I think it should work. Yeah, I don't know. Let me try the, is anything working? Oh yeah, okay. So I must have had to reboot and didn't realize. Let me try this. Alright.
I'm tired out of it.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Should work now. There we go. Everything's good. Man, I tell you what, that'd be great though. Alright guys, you guys ready for, I'm going to play this video here. Because apparently this is just a stunning development. Played on, you know, the Super Detectives, retired Super Detectives channel. And good old Nancy Grace. I mean, unbelievable stuff, man. Whenever you got people of that high caliber mentioning a vehicle, you know they're onto something. I mean, it is 100% fact at that point, right? Thank you, Wink Twin 9. Eugenie. Put that in there. Eugenie. And also Stephanie H. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. So I'm going to play it. And the video is right here. I guess we won't be able to see listen to the debunking music in the background. So this is on NBC 7, I guess. Now look at that car in the background. Look at that. What there? Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh. Right up there. Look at that. It's a white car. How in the hell can there be another white car driving at the same time in that town? Can you? Oh, you can't see it. Hold on a second. Here, let me do it again. All right. Let me show you again. Look, it's right here. Look at the top here. Look at that. Right there. Do you guys see that white car? That's just unreal. That can only be the Elantra that they're looking for. Okay, there is no chance that is anything else. Now I've zoomed in again. Here it comes. Oh, case is solved, everybody. All right. Now you can see it right there. All right. Now that's when it came in. So how nefarious is that? This person came up there. This is the day after, by the way. This video that you're watching. Oh my God, I can't even speak. Did you guys see that car right there? So this video is the next day. Now, apparently, this is the killer revisiting the crime scene. Now, watch up there. You see it? Oh my God. That is that is incredible. Right, Tosh? Oh, do you see that again? Slow-mo. Here it comes again, everybody. Look at right there. Look at. Right there, look it. Oh my God, look at that. That's the Elantra. Now, if I say look at enough times, I think somebody's going to buy it. Yeah, I thought it would look like a Prius myself. So they're making a big deal about a white car driving in the background. Isn't that amazing, everybody? Except, wow, look at this. Let me show you what's going on here. This is the property right here where the homicides happen. And while that person's talking right here, a car can be seen driving right up in there, this way and that way. Apparently, they thought it was all isolated. Ooh. But guess what? I mean, you just drive up here and there's a whole neighborhood of people up here. And you know what I did? You know what the first thing I did, everybody? I said, let me go look at some street view shots. And I went right to where this pin is. First place I dropped it. I mean, look, watch this. It was a swimming pool filled. I mean, it wasn't a swimming pool, but look how many white cars are just right here. Hold on a second. What in the hell is this? A white car convention? That could have been this car. It could have been that one right there. It could have been this one right, especially that one. I mean, my God, that looked just like that car right there, didn't it? Thanks, SSP 134 Georgia. Oh, wow. Look at that, everybody. The nefarious white car that drove by. How do you know that the person wasn't driving home because they forgot something or anything? Look at that. Right there. Boom. And then even right over here, I just plopped it down randomly in another spot again. And when I plopped down in this area, I turned around and by God, I think look at this. 1, 2, 3. I mean, we could just go on and on. I found 6 white cars in that neighborhood in about 45 seconds. Okay, so while it's, quote, possible that that's the killer somehow revisiting the crime scene, it's like 1 in a million, okay? It just doesn't make any sense. All right? So, I mean, that's the only 2 spots I went to. I bet you if you spent an hour and a half, 2, 3 hours going through it, you could probably count 75 white sedan type vehicles that live in that area, or that are owners live in the area. Do you get what I'm saying? All right, so this is the reality of how it works. When there's an absence of news, you get wackos that they can't figure out how they can put something out that's interesting. So the next best thing to do is to pretend something is interesting on an already existing video. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't slow it way down and wiggle the camera a little bit and make it seem like, oh, look, like I was trying to do at the beginning of the show. Yeah. But don't you think that's pretty hilarious that I literally, this is exactly what I did. I looked at the road and my eye kind of just followed it around like this. And I was thinking, okay, well, maybe if that was the same car that drove up and then drove back, maybe they just live right here. So I go, let me start right here. And then I went to the street view like this, turned around, and I went, are you kidding me? look at these. I mean, it could have been any one of these right here, right? I mean, maybe not that one, but it was pretty funny. You got to admit. Yeah. All right, let's see. So thank you up there let me get you guys in the system over here. Vasserini. And it's scary how many people are out there talking about it, and they send me the links. I mean, I understand them sending me the links because they expect that the people who are putting these videos out are really doing it with good intentions and thinking that they really are seeing something. I don't believe that at all. I think that they're doing it to create sensationalism and for views, likes, and subs, and to keep themselves relevant. I mean, the YouTuber that I'm talking about literally was on a show discussing first of all, the glove, which was totally, completely nonsensical. And then you have Nancy Grace talking about the car in the background. So somehow he shows up on the scene and solves the case by observing things that a 4-year-old might notice. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't believe it. Okay? So that's where we're at there. I mean, we could spend an hour going through this neighborhood and counting the white cars, but you guys see what I'm saying, right? That the likelihood of that being the car is very low. Also, I mean, there's a guy named JLR. I'm not a huge fan of the guy, to be honest with you. But, he's in the town there, and he drove out to the gas station over here. And I can't tell if he's really spoke to somebody or not. He said that the car was heading, let's see, what was it? West on this road right here. Okay, that's what he said. But the image that's out there doesn't match what is said. Okay, it just doesn't. So but you couldn't even hear the person's voice. Okay, it was just sort of like, all right. Holy guacamole! Case closed. We got it. That's right. Love the YouTube true crime community. Selfless angles. A whole lot of them. Yeah, isn't it amazing? Angels. I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got it right. Yeah. So what he said he heard somebody say there was that the car was going this direction and then turned here. And he was talking to somebody right in this area. But when you look at the image that was published in the papers out there, let me get it for you here. This one. So this, unless this is flipped, but it doesn't make sense flipped. We already looked at it. When it's flipped, it's driving in the wrong lane. If you think that this right here, I was thinking though, this could just be snow right there. I mean, that's what that actually looks like. There's not a sharp edge on it. And then, well, no, it couldn't have been snow, right? Because it wasn't snowing on the 13th. I don't believe, anyways. So I don't think that is snow. Yeah, so I just said that, Cindy. Thanks. Yeah, so anyways, it didn't snow on the 13th. So the car's driving this way, And if you just kind of use your mind, you would have to have a camera on this side of the street to have a car going that way, but it was taken at the Exxon over here, so the car would be going this way. And if not, if it's flipped, then the car's driving on the wrong side of the road because it is a two-way highway. And if you flip it, then the car would be on the left side, and the right side is the side he should have been on. Okay, you understand that? Right. So then you might think, well, then it's over here on the back side of that it was filmed like this. Well, then it's going this direction, and how would they be able to tell that it went down this way? So I'm still not convinced. I don't really care what somebody's saying about that. I have no idea. Gary Hicks said, let me just say what he said, because I don't feel that, does anybody think this? Gotta be the most toxic, negative channel on YouTube. Non-stop toxic to everyone. Yeah, well, you're full of shit, okay? And I'd be toxic to somebody like you who probably believes every single thing they see on YouTube. Okay? You're just one of those people. And that's unfortunate for yourself. It's embarrassing. I'm going to call out garbage when I see it. And whether or not you guys want to believe in the garbage or not is up to you. But I've been doing this for so long now that I can see it. Okay? I can see it. And a lot of people just go, Gray, what do you think of this? Gray. And I'll send them an email like, oh, that's complete trash. Okay? And then they go, well, I don't know, Gray. What about the... And then I go, no, that's not good. And then eventually they go, oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Welcome, D. Stewart. Thank you for joining the most negative channel in the history of YouTube. Really appreciate it. Yeah. So if you're new here, you probably realize that you don't know what we do on this channel. Now, every single night, the freaks send in super chats and PayPals and whatnot. But from the YouTube income, I donate over 50% of the net revenue because that's what I want to do. Okay, and you guys always take care of me, so it's a cool scenario. And right now, this year, our goal was 50,000, and we're at 52 currently. 52 something. I think it's like 52.7. What is that? Let me see. 53,750. Excuse me, man. Wow. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, though, is donate another $1,000 to. What do you think, Rain? What do you guys want? I think Rain I think Rain would be good. Let's see. Hold on. Can't see anybody right now. Toxic cash dump. Thank you, Ultra Dark CEO. Yeah. Yeah, I tell you what, I would, if people acted responsibly on YouTube, I would be like, okay, this is really cool, and I would want to do work with people and do various what do you call that? I would be way more open to doing the collaboration thing if there were people that were ethical, but it's, whoa, Jesus, like the sun lit up over here. This light just went off by itself. It must be a ghost. Thanks, Brianna25. I'm late. Got my Christmas bonus today. Giving my penance for lateness. Oh, you don't have to do any penance, but hey, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And that was a cat eye donation referred to on here. We're going to go to... Let me get the bots working really quick. They should be working now. The bot's working now. Let's see, links. Is that going to do something? Or email. Does that work? That's why it's so difficult, Leda. I mean, I have a channel with Chasing Truth. I mean, I consider her ethical, and that's what we do, I mean, it's like... I don't mind working with it. I'm not nervous about it, but it's the other Whenever you see somebody completely invent something, you got to realize that this, that's not the right place to be. All right, guys, so here we go. We're going to do rain. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller here. Things are like Windows 11. If you move the mouse up, it starts popping down all these little windows that it wants you to have open. It's like, I don't want those open. I'll let you know. It's sort of like the Amazon or Alexa. You know how it just starts talking when, you didn't ask it a damn thing? Yeah. Yeah, let's do this though. Hold on. Okay, here is RAIN, Violence Against Women, rain.org right there. Okay, so if anybody wants to go out and send in donations on your own somewhere, great. But what I just do on this channel is, because of the generosity of all the freaks, during the month, I donate money, and at the end of the month, a bigger chunk of money. And that's why at the end of this month, we're going to be, if things continue on, hopefully I'll be able to donate a big chunk of money back to the Identifinders again. All right, so here we go. This is Violence Against Women. Well, let me see what the about is. So right here, look at all these different, let me see, they must have an about section so I can at least read their, hold on. Oh, there it is. So RAIN, Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, I guess I should use some other words in there, is the nation's largest anti-sexual violence organization. RAIN, R-A-I-N-N, created and operates the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-HOPE, online.rain.org, and rain.org.es in partnership with more than 1,000 local sexual assault service providers across the country, and operates the DoD Safe Helpline for the Department of Defense. RAIN also carries programs to prevent sexual violence, help survivors, and ensure that perpetrators are brought to justice. So, and they also, I think they test the backlog of rape kits too. And this is one that Sarah Kalin told me about. Like, I remember when she was on the show a couple years ago. I think she might come on again soon. But she told me about this, and we've given them, 17 or, I mean, I think it's close to $20,000. So let me hit the donate button here, you guys. And if you guys would like to help out the channel, that'd be great, so we can keep doing it. So here we go. There is the, well, now I have to hit the PayPal to sign in. I'll show you the receipt though. Hold on. That's just what I use to pay online. All right, let's see. Is that going to work? All right. I think so. It's spinning away. There it is. And, it has my address on there, but it always has my address. But anyways, there it is. 12/16/2022 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. $1,000. And Lance Hughes, oh my God, there he is. He admitted. I know, I said the story 1,000 times. My name is Gray Hughes, but Lance is an official name because a doctor wrote it on my birth certificate. Okay, there we go. Let's see, what do we got going on for trolls? Yeah, just a second. Got to show the receipt coming in the email. There it is. Scott at RAIN. Thank you for supporting RAIN and the survivors we serve. Thank you for the gift of $1,000 to RAIN. Without supporters like you, all of you, the freaks out there, you guys are what allow me to be able to do it. So that's awesome. And it's where's the date? Well, it says 0 minutes ago, and there it is. And then also the receipt from PayPal, 1,000, December 16th. Okay, so there you go, everybody. it actually happened. It wasn't fake. It wasn't fake news. No, we haven't got to that part, Tejas Rob. You know, this is a 3-hour show, okay? And if you don't have time to sort of hang out and just sort of chill out and, you know, kind of go through the show, then, you know, it's probably not going to be for you. This isn't one of the, like the 10-minute show that video that I put out earlier. You know, this is an actual 3-hour show where people hang out and we talk about things and just kind of, that's why I have the rewind button, just for people like you. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. I hate the rewind button, by the way. It's horrible. I hate the quiet, though. It's just... Ugh. But hopefully you guys can see how absurd it is that people are really excited about that car driving around. You know, the car driving in the background. You can just see how nuts it is that people are just like, oh my God, the car, when there's about 100 white cars in that neighborhood probably back there. I mean, it's ridiculous. Right. One thing that JLR guy did do, he drove over to the property and it clarified one thing. So through here, you can drive right through there like this. And you can get to that parking spot back here, or you can take this turn here to go to the parking spot. So, you know, I'm not sure why a person would drive around like this. You're not really, I mean, you're sort of like, I mean, I guess it would protect people from seeing your car or something like that if it was too close to the building, but thank you, AF. Huh? Yeah, the calls aren't even open, and that's not even a good phone number that you saw. So that might be why. I'm not taking calls yet. And by the way, the heart on the salt is a different story. It's not related. You know, I cover multiple stories some nights, so it's not like...
Recording in progress.
I'll get the new phone numbers working now, okay? I'm doing that right now. Alright, so when I'm taking calls, there you go. So by the way, did all of you guys see the 3D video that I put out earlier? I thought it was pretty good. Like it was really... Once you watch that, if you're confused on the layout of the house, there's something wrong with you. You know, like mentally challenged at that point. So put a 1 if you didn't see it. Yeah, okay. You know what's weird about that glove? It wasn't even, it was like a cashmere glove or something. It was like a killer's gonna wear a cashmere glove, really? Oh, really, Todd? That's amazing. God, that's really interesting. Thanks for catching me. I mean, look at the glove matches my shirt. Yeah. All right. Well, unfortunately, some of you didn't see it, so what I'll do is maybe I'll just play it for you guys, and you can see it on the screen. And I mean, hopefully you go over and watch the damn thing. It was pretty good. There we go. Here we go, everybody.
answer.
Hello, this is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. Make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I am continuing to work on the 3D model of the house at 1122 King Road, which is the location that 4 college students were brutally murdered back on November 13th, 2022, sometime between 3 and 4 a.m. Ethan Chapin, who was 20 years old, Zana Kernodle, who was also 20, Madison Mogan, 21, and Kaylee Gonsalves, also 21, were apparently sleeping in the house and were attacked, according to the coroner. Zana and Ethan are presumed to have gotten home at around 1:45 a.m., and Kaylee and Madison arrived home at approximately 1:56 after being at the corner club, then the grub truck, and they got a ride home, and they got home at 1:56 and apparently were still awake at around 2:52 after Kaylee and Madison made numerous calls to Kaylee's ex-boyfriend from 2:26 until 2:52. So we know that they were still awake. There were also 2 other roommates that are presumed to be home at around 1 o'clock, and all law enforcement says is that they got up in the late morning. Early on, we heard that they heard noises and locked their doors. I think the roommates heard and perhaps even saw a lot more than we're being told at this point. A few days ago, I did a poll on which route inside the home people thought the most likely route was that the killer took inside the house, given 3 choices. The 3 choices were that the killer entered the sliding glass door, went to Zana and Ethan's room first, then up to Madison's room second, and then out the sliding glass door. The second one is that the killer went in, I don't know which order I had it in the video, but these are the 3 options. The killer goes through the sliding glass door, goes up to Madison's room first, kills Zana and Ethan second, then goes out the first floor front door because there's a witness out there that says that that front door was open at 8:30 a.m. on the 13th. Now, does that mean that the killer exited the front door? We don't know. We have no idea what that means, but it does open the possibility of that happening. The other option was that the killer entered the sliding glass door into the kitchen, went upstairs to Madison's room and killed Madison and Kaylee, then went downstairs to Zana and Ethan's room and killed both of them, and then exited back out that same sliding glass door
60%
in the kitchen. And that makes sense because that area of the house is more hidden from going out the front door. So if you went in through the back, upstairs, and then out, and then downstairs, and then out the back door, that makes the most sense. Okay, so here is the model, and I think I'm offering a perspective now that it makes it a lot easier for you to see what's going on here. Right, I'm going to remove the 3rd floor completely at this point, and the ceiling of the 2nd floor kitchen area so that you can see how the person may have came through the house and moved around. Okay, so you'll be able to see it. There's these little bounding boxes on the character, but you should still be able to watch it. Alright, so here we go. Let me play it. So here comes the killer. I just have a generic character. He comes through the kitchen and then up the stairs. And then after going up the stairs, we can put the floor on up there. And now you notice now, once he made it up the stairs, I put the floor on the 3rd floor, goes into Madison and Kaylee's room and kills both of them. Then goes down the stairs. And now you'll be able to see him come down the stairs and then through to floor 2A, which goes over to Zana and Ethan's room. So this killer seemed to know exactly where they were going in this house. Goes back to floor 2B, which is a little drop down right there, and then exits through the kitchen out the sliding glass door. Now I attached a light and a camera to the head of that character there. And that's the video that you'll be seeing here in a little bit. Something to notice also is that this bedroom of Zena and Ethan is absolutely directly above one of the surviving roommates, which is right here. This is the front door. Those are the steps that you just saw that go up to the second floor. And then another roommate lives in this room right here. Okay, now to get to that, once you enter this door, you take a left around that hallway there. And that leads you to another bedroom over there. This roommate here surely heard some noises directly above them. I mean, the footprint of this room and the one below are almost identical, and I would have a hard time believing that if there was a fight for someone's life, it sounds like Zena tried to defend herself. There would have had to been yelling and screaming, and perhaps that's what the roommate heard and thought it was just partying. Okay, so let me play this one more time here for you. All right, so the killer comes through the sliding glass door, and then up the U-shaped staircase right there. And then once at the top of the staircase, left is Kaylee's room. Now, he might have tried that door, looked in and saw that, oh, wow, they're not in there, and then went to Madison's room and found them in there. So he killed them, then he exits Madison's room, goes down the U-shaped steps, then once gets down to the, I think it's the 2B, goes on to floor 2A, takes a hard left, and then goes into Zena's room, kills Zena and Ethan, then exits that room, and as you'll see right here, takes a right, goes back to floor 2B, takes a right, and goes into the kitchen area and exits back through the sliding glass door. I'm going to play for you right now a video that has the light on the head of the individual, and it also has a camera on the head, so you get a perspective of being looking through the individual's eyes that is walking. In this case, I turned off all the lights in the house and made the only light the one that's on the head of this individual, almost like it's a flashlight, but I didn't really animate it where somebody's holding a flashlight and wiggling it around. It's more like a spotlight on this person's head. And before you go, can you make sure you hit that like button, share, and subscribe? I'd really appreciate it. All right? And here you go. Yeah, so there's people out there like DR Ripper Piper, whatever the hell your name is, said, "Oh yeah, great, well, it's pretty good, but you missed out on the closet underneath the stairs." Well, I don't know if that's where the closet is, okay? And just because somebody else put it in their 3D work that they put out there doesn't make it where it's true, okay? The diagram that was put out by the homeowner doesn't have the closet underneath the stairs, okay? It's right below the stairs on the closet on the 3rd floor. So which one is right, it's right, but I don't have the answer, and there's no image out there that's real that shows it. Okay? Thank you. Anyways, hopefully you guys, so far it has 14,000 views on what that you see here, but if you go to the analytics button, which is weird, it shows it has 18,000 actual views. It doesn't update. And 150 subs from it, so that's pretty good. Guess I have to do more videos. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Vicky H. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you very much. If you missed it earlier, we gave just a few minutes ago $1,000 to RAIN, which is violence against women. So that. I think that puts us at 2,500 so far this month. Oh wait, but I have to go update the numbers. So hold on before I forget. Just a second. All right. So. Where are we going? Oh yeah, so 18. This is since January 2020. There it is. Grand total is now 119,250 since January 2020. The total for this year is now 54,750, and then we have to update the scrolling number, which is in here, and now RAIN is at 8,931, so almost 9,000 this year for RAIN. That's pretty sweet. Okay, well there you go. So if you're new here, this is what this channel from the the income from the channel from the freaks. Texas Equisearch $8,030, Innocence Project $1,525. Wounded Blue Fund, 500. Special Ops, 1,610. RAIN, Violence Against Women, 8,931. NCMEC, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, 6,665. In the Backlog, 500. Abby and Libby Ballpark, 2,500. NCVC, 500. Our DNA Fund, 23,000. The Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, 1,000. Black and Missing, 1,000. And I think that's it. Texas Equisearch 8,030. So that's amazing, you guys. Last year we did 42, and our goal this year was 50, but we're already at 54 something. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you, guys. And thank you, Colleen Dahman. Thanks, Cindy J. But seriously, were you guys like punking me with some of those questions? They're just so like, just kind of look what you're looking at here. It was pretty weird. That's what it felt like. I thought I was on some game show for a moment. Yeah. I don't know. I think some of you might have been, but I think some were actually serious. That's the scary part. Hey, thank you guys so much for Colleen Dahman. Let me get that in there. Spin. And then also True Crime Nut. Thank you very much. And Tiffany May. Very cool, very cool. Oh yeah, you were gonna contact me, weren't you, Tiffany? Yeah, about you know, some kind of, I don't know, talking to somebody, or can't remember exactly what we were going to do. That was a while ago. Yeah, hold on. No, it's not a bit much. Are you kidding me? You think it's when somebody asks me why did you bag the hands of the killer, and then I said, well, what good does it do? Why would I bag the hands of the killer? And then somebody said, to preserve evidence. And I said, well, we don't know who the killer is. I mean, doesn't that just seem like that's kind of obvious, like something you wouldn't have to figure out? Yeah. And it's just all in fun, too. I don't really think they're dummies, okay? Right? Like, you know, it's just sort of like we talk about all the time. And here's the thing. I'll just say it right now again. If it's something like, if I say something like that, like, oh, you dummies, Jesus, and you get really offended by it, it absolutely won't be the channel for you, okay? Because like 5 minutes later, nobody cares anymore, and we're doing something else. If it is something that bothers you a lot and all that kind of stuff, then you're right up there with the unalived people, where you have to say unalived and essayed, because you get triggered all day long by various comments that people make. You got to be able to hang in there on this one, on this channel, because I don't do triggered. Like, if there's a triggered person, man, whew, wow, you know. I am sensitive on certain topics out there, obviously, but if you're somebody that's like literally walking around and I have to feel like I'm on eggshells just to have you in here, you can forget it. Okay, that's why I have my opening sentence in here. Yeah, if you missed it, I'll play it for you again. This is what it sounds like. Listen.
This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? That's the reality of it. And I'm never going to say, trigger warning, everybody, here comes something, because I'm the compassionate person. If you're following true crime, you have to know that there are crazy topics and disturbing things being talked about, and just know it. It should be an implied trigger warning, you know, for yourself. Don't watch it if you feel that way. Do you get what I'm saying? It's weird. Why should I have to cater what I'm talking about so that you don't get bothered by it? The topic of true crime is very dark at times, okay? And does everybody know what I'm talking about here? I mean, does this make sense to you? Yeah. Yeah, I hope so, because it's just one of those things yeah. Okay. Let me get this, I got to get to this, I'm going to get this call, but I got to get to the story about the heart on the salt. I haven't even really been able to look at it other than just basic information. But let me get this this call here. I think there was one. All right, 603, you're on. Hello, 603.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hi, how are you tonight?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
Good. Sorry, I was just tuning in. I haven't tuned in since last week.
Okay, yeah, but what did you need? I mean, you're supposed to talk about the case when you call in. Yeah. Hello.
I know.
Yeah, you got to.
Okay,
Can you hold on a second? Turn off the audio in the background. You got to use your phone to communicate with me, not the video in the background. Five, 4, 3, 2. Just, I don't even know where they're at. Okay, bye-bye. See you later. Let me get to the other story here. Now you're going to go, God, Gray, that's mean. I don't think so at all, man. I got to have, when people call in, be ready to go, okay? Like, figure out what's going on. Like, I know it's weird when you're on the other one because you got to listen to the music and stuff, but when you hear a voice on the phone, turn down the audio, okay? It's unbelievable. It's scary almost. What the that was pretty funny, Ivan. Not sure why that was blocked, but yeah. Let's see. This streamer is very mean triggered. You think so? Am I really mean and triggered? Yeah. So here's the problem. If I don't have the waiting room, then you can listen to the show, but you're still a little, well, you're not really that far behind. You're like just a second behind. But people get put out of order, and I don't know who called, and then there's been people that have been on hold for literally like an hour when they shouldn't have been. They just kept being moved down, and it's not good. So if you have the waiting room, it for some reason keeps everybody in the right order. Maybe I could start at the bottom and see if that works. Probably just randomly picking them would be better. Yeah. All right, let's check this thing out. I got to figure out what the hell what's going on in this thing really quick. So look at this. Human heart found in Department of Transportation salt pile. What in the hell is that? Investigators are working to determine how a human heart wound up in a salt pile owned by the Tennessee Department of Transportation. Hey, thanks, Lisa Wilkerson. I mean, it already just sounds like something out of a horror movie or something. The Tennessee Department of Transportation workers were working with the salt pile to make brine on Thursday, and as they took out some salt, they found what they initially believed was an oddly shaped rock. I've been on some crazy stuff, but this is by far one of the most unusual crime scenes I've ever been on, Humphrey County Sheriff Chris Davis told WKRN. In a statement to WZTV, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation confirmed it was investigating the case and said that an initial examination of the heart indicated it belonged to an adult male. TBI said the additional DNA testing would be performed to try to further identify the heart. We are treating this as a crime scene. I mean, wouldn't that be crazy if all you had is a heart, but it used FGG, forensic genetic genealogy, to determine whose heart that was, but that's all you still had at the very end? Yeah. I've been on some, and it says in a statement, investigating examination. TBI said the additional DNA testing would be performed to try to further identify the heart. We are treating this as a crime scene. We are working very diligently to find or not find anything else at the location. At this time, we don't feel that anybody's safety is in question. Yeah, I wouldn't think so either. I mean, who else is going to have their heart cut out? Come on. I mean, jeez. Man, they always say the same thing. It's just weird. How about say, you know what? Be extra vigilant. We don't know where the killer is. Instead, oh yeah, keep going, doing your own thing. So here's another article by WKRN. It's in the all these are in the description of the video. A human heart has been found in a salt pile in Humphreys County, according to Sheriff Chris Davis. I've been on some crazy stuff, but this is by far one of the most unusual crime scenes I've ever been on. Yep. Sounds pretty similar. What's the name of the... At this time, we don't feel that anybody's safety is in question. We are searching the area where the item was found. It was found in the salt where the Tennessee Department of Transportation is preparing to attack the bad weather, severe weather conditions. Salt on the ground, yeah. At first they thought it was a rock, he said. The process of what salt does to that, it dries it out. It's speculated that it could have been there for just a few weeks, Sheriff David further explained, because of the dehydration process of the salt. An exact time frame could be difficult to determine. Jeez. Department of Transportation on board working with us, try to find any kind of information about where the salt came from and when it came in. So where is this place? There it is. Tennessee Department of Transportation facility on highway. All right, let's see if this pops up somehow. Tennessee Department of Transportation. Yeah, this will be it. Oops, this one right there. It says 70 East McEwen. Let's look at that picture. I mean, I think I see, like, isn't that this one, maybe? I mean, it kind of looks like that. Let's go right to here to Street View. Yeah, that's the, apparently that's the place, though. Yeah, I mean, I think that building right there might be this one. It's hard to say, though. But, I mean, that's the address that they gave. It said that was on facility on Highway 70E in McEwen, and that's exactly where this one is. Highway 70E, McEwen, Tennessee. And that's it. Crazy. Heart on Salt. Where was Dexter? I don't know. Where was Dexter? Okay. You know, it's bugging me not having the music in the background. I need this little bit of something, just right there. You know? Don't you guys have that same feeling? Like it gets just a little too quiet. I saw some of these salt mountains in and near Gainesville, Florida. Yeah. Pretty crazy story, man. It is. I mean, how would that take place? Like somebody went out and took somebody's heart out and then threw it in the salt for what reason? How did it make it into the pile of salt? That's going to be a weird one there. Is there anything different? There's one more article that I had. I don't know if it... doesn't look like it has much, any more to it. Come on, these 1,500 people. Yes, everybody hit that like button really quick, all right? Very simple. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Hit that like button, 10. Can I get a 10? Can I get a 20, 25, 30, 35, 40? Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hey, look at what Jeffrey said. He said, I lost my heart in Tennessee. Yeah. Was it chewed free or cut free? What does that even mean? You got kind of a sick mind there. They found a girl in a trash bag in Florida. Yeah, I think that was a couple days ago. Okay. So, in the Idaho 4 case, I mean, people are following stuff around. I'm not really sure. Is there any, like, incredible new news on it? I mean, I'd like to, people can call in and talk about it if they want to, but, and maybe give me your thoughts on the white car situation. If you have a different theory, somebody said earlier that they think they went through the sliding glass door in the front, or the window in the front, and I think they think that because there's a cinder block on the ground, but don't you guys remember that Steve Consalves said that law enforcement told him they believe the killer came through the sliding glass door? Remember that? Oh yeah, let me give you the phone numbers on this one. Alright, I gotta go use the restroom really quick. Yeah, well, we don't want this to be like yesterday. I did that 3-hour show. That was nuts in here. It had a little bit of this flavor to it. And every single thing is messed up on here. All right, let me see what we got here for. Maybe I'll try it without the waiting room and see what happens. All right, let me get this one. 334, you're on.
Hi, Gray.
Hello. Who's this?
Hi, this is Katie in Texas.
Hello. How's it going?
Good. So, all right. So I love your graphic 3D model because that floor plan is so weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
And that house is it? Yeah, right. It's not just me. I mean, that house is kind of weird. Nothing against the people. I mean, I know it was in a great location and everything. I know a lot of people have been online and they're talking about how like the students had the bar stools by the sliding glass door in the back, and that there's no way that somebody could have gotten in. But in other pictures,
yeah, but
they're not there.
Yeah, because they're not there. The police put them there because they just sort of used. They didn't have a little dowel, you know.
That's what I thought.
Well, let me ask you this: why would the police leave them there for days and days when they got to go in and out that door? It just it wouldn't make any sense if they were there, put by them. But not them. I mean, by the roommates. Why would they leave the chairs there put by the roommates? Because that would be something you would check out, and just you'd move out of the way pretty early on so that you can get through.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they had pictures that day of them basically underneath that, right there on that slab of that patio. So I'm like, there's no way they would stack all these chairs here. They're around all these other apartments, and so I don't know. I guess everyone is leaning towards it. Definitely has to be somebody that knows them, which does make sense. But nobody knows who that person could be. And as for the Hyundai Elantra, I can look out my window and see one of those right now. So,
oh my God, that must be it.
I know, right? Let me go run and call the police right now.
Yeah, call the tip line.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the tip line right now. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, and I know that people said that like the front door was open, but what is your theory? What do you, and that's...
I don't know if by the way, thanks, the Velvet Army, for your PayPal and the Super Chat. I appreciate it. Let's see, I think that, which element are you wanting me to know about?
Okay, so as far as like the witnesses, and especially these new witnesses, they're coming out. They're saying the front door was open. I heard a scream.
Oh yeah, the front door open. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the door being open at 8:30 in the morning. Whether that's true or not. I mean, who really knows? Was it open from the killer, or was it open? One of the roommates. I don't know. It's hard for me to believe stuff. It sounds like there's a couple people that are inserting themselves into hearing things for sort of publicity or something, or just wanting to feel important. Like the guy yesterday that worked at the shop and said that they came in and talked about a stalker, and then when he ended up talking about the stalker, it matched the grub truck video perfectly. It's almost like he just made it fit that. I mean, it was weird.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too. And then the other guy that did an interview, and then the detective is like, "Oh, I would put him on my suspect list." I'm like, why? Because he doesn't know how to communicate, and he says like every other word. But some people are just that way. They're in college, and that's okay. But you're just going to put him on your suspect list? I mean, where's the other cashmere glove?
Yeah, well, I thought it was irresponsible. I thought it was irresponsible for Enton to put that interview on about the stalker, because it seemed it was kind of obvious to me that it wasn't real. It could have been, it might have been a conversation, but his details even used words like, yeah, it's like the guy that was following him from it seemed like he was even talking about the hooded guy at the grub truck. And I caught myself thinking, wow, this sounds just like the guy at the grub. Then I realized, wait, yeah, it sounds too much like the guy at the grub truck.
I know, right? Oh. Yeah, and then the other guy that did an interview they were talking about today, that he was saying that he heard a scream, and and then it was just on and on and on. And then they interviewed some detective or retired detective, and he said, I would put him at the top of my suspect list. I think he's being deceptive. And
he was talking about the dad, wasn't he? Who was he talking about? Which guy?
He was. So it's just this neighbor,
some neighbor.
Dude that's a neighbor. They've got like his hair tied, and he did seem nervous on like whatever live stream or meeting he did. I don't remember who it was with, but it was with someone on YouTube. And I think they were just trying to get the truth out of him. He didn't really seem to be sure what the truth was. But the detective is saying, oh, he's immediately on my suspect list. And I'm like,
is that is that the guy that was talking? He's talked to many people at the very beginning. That
No,
neighbor?
this guy, I think it was like from a few days ago even, and he had like this white, he had his hair up in like some kind of white handkerchief thing, you know, and he said like, you know, like, and there was like a scream like, and then like, you know.
Oh, wow. So
and
is he the one that
I
said he heard the scream? But then, I mean, is he? What's his? I mean, I don't know. His name's out there. I don't really
Yeah,
want
I
to know
don't
his name,
remember
but
his
is he?
name either.
I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people.
People
that
are
talking.
already saying he's a suspect. It's crazy.
Is he the one
It's
that
just
created
like,
a YouTube?
Come on.
Like he has a YouTube channel and he's spinning flames and things like that. Is that the guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, not that guy. This guy interviewed, it was a woman who interviewed him, and he said he was a neighbor, and he said he definitely heard a scream. I mean, and then they interviewed a detective on another channel, and the detective said that this person seems, you know, deceptive in his body language, and he would be at the top of my suspect list. And I was just like, people are just getting a little bit carried away here.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens, though, when you run out of, like, information. People, and they've got everything invested over there. They thought, oh, wow, we're going to get, and they're just all camped out over there in that town, and, you know, they're just twiddling their thumbs, so then they come up with a new story an angle, they must call it.
Right. Yeah. And then I thought the like the body cam video of the police, I guess the university police or Moscow police that were writing, you know, $487 minor in possession or in consumption tickets. Did you? And then they're trying to make out what's in the background. That was just.
Oh,
what was that about?
Well, the thing is, I mean, you can see way in the background, maybe there's a light at 3 o'clock in the evening, which actually makes sense because they were still awake, some of them were. Maybe you can see it over there, but it's just, there's nothing else that you're going to be able to figure out about it. People, I mean, it's sort of interesting, like, oh, there it is, but it doesn't lead to anything. Like, you could go, oh, a light. Oh, wow. Now, if they ever find out, like, here's the killer. Oh, look, we found him on the camera. He drove by. It looks like he made it to the house by 3 o'clock. And then, oh, look there's a light. You know, and then maybe they can piece something together. But it doesn't mean anything to us because there's nothing to put it together with anything. It's just, oh, that might be a light. And then people say, oh, it's headlights beaming against the house on the right side. I mean, how can you tell any of that stuff? It's so... There's 4 pixels in there, you know. That's like the worst body cam coverage I think I've seen. And I mean, it's just too far away. And then at one point they're like, "Listen, you can hear a scream." Okay, well, you know, clearly that's a scream that someone is like screaming at someone, or like, you know, but it's outside. I mean, you could not hear a scream from inside a house from that far away. No, it's just not. Yeah, I've seen that one, and I'm not even sure that it even exists. The person who played that, and those guys are like notorious for just making up shit, you know. It's unbelievable.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it does exist,
anyway.
But, you know, it's...
Well, I heard like something super
town.
faint from the body cam video, and it's a very faint scream, like at 03:12 a.m. Okay, I get that's in the time frame. However, it's somebody. If there's somebody screaming from that far away, it sounds like somebody that's outside. You know, and they had all their windows closed. It was cold that night. You know, I mean, it's Idaho, right?
Right.
Going to be a little chilly. So I don't know. I think, yeah, you're right. People are grasping at anything. But anyway, I love your model. And it's kind of spooky to watch the person walk through.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Really.
You mean the guy with the weird cone on, the guy with the cone on his face? Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I
need a trigger warning.
I have this program where I can get people to walk on a path. And then I realized I can actually export the the whole movement and everything, and bring it into 3D Studio Max. So what I had to do is I took the model and brought it into the other program, and then made it walk through the hallways, and then I exported it so it was already moving correctly, and then I got it to be able to do the entire walk where it goes upstairs and downstairs. But the thing is, when I actually recorded, it's all on one level, so I actually have to make the character It's gonna sound too technical, but there's like a dummy character you can put in there, and then you make it that the parent, like this is a sub. The guy walking is a sub of that, but you can animate just the dummy, right? So as it's walking flat on the ground, I can move it up. I can move the dummy up as it's going up the stairs, so it's walking like a normal walk as it's going up the stairs. It's not actually going upstairs, but anyways, that's how I did it.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing. I mean, I was wondering actually how you did it, because I'm like, that's so.
Well, that's why it sort of has a natural kind of look to then I attach the camera to the head of the person, and then you see it. Then the camera kind of bounces around and moves, sort of how it would be if it was attached to a head of somebody. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, I know. I was like, oh, darn. I mean, I don't need trigger warnings, but yeah, for that, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
That, yeah. But that was really awesome. I know. I'm like messaging people. I'm like, you have to watch this. Like, I know you're working. I don't care. You have to watch this.
Oh, sweet.
Anyway, well, thank you, Gray. Have a wonderful night. I enjoy your show so much.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in.
All right.
Good stuff.
I'll call again. Okay,
right,
bye.
bye-bye. Oh, 715? Are you on? Oh, I know what was going on. You were playing. I have to make it so you're muted when you come in. 715? Are you on? Oh, I know. All right. So, 715, you're on.
Hello?
Hello, yeah. Yeah, that's you.
So, hello.
You got to turn down your audio in the background, though.
Is that better?
Yeah, well, I can't tell yet, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This is Ivan Victor. Thank you for everything you do. I was just wondering, the longer this goes on, don't you agree the more absurd these reports or claims are going to become?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to go. It's, it's started getting like that it's been like that for a few weeks now, actually. But yeah, it's just going to, ooh, did you hear that, everybody? He said correct, everybody. You got to put that in there. That's one of my, I have an emoji for the word correct. I can't stand it.
I apologize.
It's okay. It's okay. But anyways, I can't remember what it was. It was some expert on a show referring to some sort of, secret organization or something. It was just, give me a break. God, just.
Right. It's just, the longer this goes on, they're only asking for a can of worms the longer this goes on. And I feel like that's why they probably haven't issued reward or anything of that magnitude, because it has already become a three-ring circus. And so I'm a little bit surprised that the local authorities haven't scheduled weekly updates just to placate the crazies or the public in general. You know what I mean? Because the absence of information, I think they've tried to start that a little bit, but I think it's a little too late.
Yeah, well, and also what they put out isn't filling the hunger for information. It's the exact same information they put out every single time with a new sentence added to it. I mean, there's really nothing, It's, but, I mean, I guess they're just doing what they're doing, but, when there isn't information for people invent information or act. Maybe they're not even inventing it, but they act more interested in something that isn't interesting at all, like the car driving in the background. Who in the hell would give a shit about that? And then,
exactly.
I mean, when I look at it, as soon as I see it, I just go, who cares? I mean, but you have to say, yes, it's technically possible that that's that car. But what are the odds that that's that car there? I mean, it's like 1 in a billion that guy, right when the guy is being in an interview, that...
I honestly
car,
thought that was
just,
fake, Ray. I could not believe that an actual news person or newsman would make such an assertion live on... I mean, that was embarrassing. That person should retire or find a new hobby.
The person that was doing the live interview, you know, on the scene the day after the murders, he didn't even notice the car. He was just talking. But it's people who now have gone back and noticed the car. Making a video about that just shows such a lack of really trying to give a damn about being accurate or putting out something really usable. Right? I just showed at the beginning of the show. I don't know if you saw it, but I went to the street view.
I did.
And there was 3 cars, the first place I stopped, that were white that could have been the same car. Yeah.
It's such a generic vehicle to begin with that by putting, I can tell the police were probably very hesitant to put that EPB out on that car because it's such a generic car. You know, that car could be anybody's car, and so I can only imagine the floodgates of insanity that have arrived due to that request of information.
Right. And you can't really even determine. You can kind of maybe figure out what model it is, but it's not clear enough to... There's a whole bunch of models it could be. And not only that, it's just... People live back there.
I mean, I could see if that car was like maybe like a Mustang or like a, you know, some kind of a distinct, you know, something.
Yeah.
But, you know...
Yeah, no, it's just kind
anyway.
of... It's, I don't know. It seems like every time there's a big case, this happens, and I'm always the one that always ends up looking like, "Oh, you're such a meanie," because I see it just like in the Kylie Rodney case. There was one creator out there, if you want to call her that spent every single night bringing up every friend of Kylie Rodney and basically accusing them by speculating in a way that's like, oh my God, did you see the way they looked? Holy crap!
I'm honestly,
and it wasn't even.
Ray, I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen like frat party stories or like more reports from the university, because that's what's coming. You know, like the longer this goes on, the more absurd the assertions are going to become, and that's what I fear.
Right. Yep. It's gonna happen.
So, all right. Well, I really appreciate all you do. Thank you for taking call.
Well, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
All right, see ya. All right. Yeah, I do get, if I ever call out the stuff that I see, people get angry at it because, and it always, I bet you 99% of the shit that I call out, I was right to have called it out. Okay? It's the truth. Just like in the Debbie Collier case and Kylie Rodney, the Kanika Jenkins, Delphi, all of them. Okay? 216. You're on. You gotta unmute yourself.
Yeah, hello?
Hello, what's going on?
Hey, Gray. I was calling, great show as usual, and I was wanting to thank you for, you've been donating money to Rain for a while.
Yeah.
And
couple of years.
I donate to that as well.
Oh, nice.
It's been very helpful. It'd be nice if some of the other channels would donate some money to charities, wouldn't it?
Yeah, what they'll claim is, oh, I do, I just don't talk about it. No. If you were donating from your channel, the people on the channel, it feels good when the people, we all feel like we're part of something, and we have to prove it. If people claim something, I know how it works. It sucks that you have to do it, but on YouTube, you have to prove every time you donate something, or people say that you didn't do it. Okay? So we have to do it. That's why I show the receipts when they come in. The only thing that I can't show the receipt on is the donations to the DNA fund. But having Colleen on and them, they're the ones that know that it's coming in there. It's not made up stuff, but I have to send in a check. I have to send in a check to them. Yeah. You see?
Right.
Yeah. Because they were taking, well, the thing is what was it? So it's Intermountain Forensics. If you sent them $1,000, they took 6% out. And we were sending tens of thousands of dollars, and it turned out it was a lot of money. So we figured out if we sent a check, I do it right through my bank straight to them. That makes it so that we save the 6%, and it makes, I think we've even saved enough for a whole nother case by now at this point. So, anyways.
Right. And I know a couple months ago you got caught verbally abusing your wife. So do you get any money back from Wayne?
You know what's funny is, like, somebody thought you were a troll from the beginning. You're the same guy, right? You were right, Cindy J. You had it. And no, nobody was, that's not what happened. She got mad at me in the background. That's what I told you guys. I knew it, man. I was kind of wondering. I did sort of wonder. I saw Cindy J typed it in, and I was wondering myself, but you're never really sure. Oh, it's a troll. They work hard at it. They spend the time like, how can I make it seem like I'm normal? It happens like pretty much every night. Anyways, I'm gonna throw myself in prison now because we're gonna need the troll fund to get me out of here. There we go, everybody. We got slowed down, so now we're troll fund, Tosh. Maybe it'll help get out. Thanks, troll. Already got 5 from you, troll. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. But I am now in official troll prison. I wouldn't say that, Mama 457 Rose. She just guessed on that one. She's the same one that asked why the person was walking so nonchalantly earlier when it's a 3D animation. Hey, thanks, Sack and Fox Nanny. But I was just going to try to maybe give the person the benefit of the doubt. But it didn't work. Darn it. Didn't work for me. I mean, I always think my finger was on the button the whole time. I just looked away for a second. So it wasn't like it was a good call by Cindy. I already have my finger on every single time a guy calls in. But I just saw that she's typed it in. Everybody's like, ooh, you're so sleuthy. Give me a break. Fungus Among Us. Thank you. Let's see. Do you know who? No, I don't. I don't know who that is. It's amazing how much time they spend. They make fake accounts, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. But we're stuck in prison now. It's been, we just went on a deep slowdown. Let's see. 1-0. Yep, that's right. One shot. I'm glad you're keeping track of it, though. One shot. You almost seem like a troll yourself by even mentioning that. Like you're making it a game or something. What is that? Is that your phone or mine? Oh. Thank you, Susie Q Reynolds, I guess. And Debbie Boardman. And also Ultra Dark CO. Hey, thanks, troll. Keep on coming, man. It works. It works for me. Thank you. Not really. I'd rather have no trolls. That'd be better. And Paul, what is it? Raul Perez. There we go. I thought it said Paul for a second. Thank you. All right, let me get out of here. You guys definitely got me out of prison there. The troll prison. Yeah, all right, here we go. 512. You're on. You gotta hit the *6 button. Hello.
Evening Star, you sweet little thing.
What's going on?
Well, I have been to Georgia and was with my mother for her 91st birthday. Took me 20 hours to drive there and 20 hours to drive back. But I made it because I was thinking if I had any trouble, I could call Gray Baby and the Fabulous Freaks, and y'all would all make sure I got back safe.
Well, cool.
And if anybody messed with me, I knew that you would come after it and solve the case.
I'm not claiming I'm gonna solve anything. I'm just trying to. What I try to do in cases is shed light on the reality.
I didn't mean that.
I'd like to shed light on the reality and like the actual what's going on in terms of the factual pieces of information, and have a safe place for like this is what's probably really going on here, more likely than something else that you hear. So that's what I do. I think
you know what I feel, because I know how sweet you and all the freaks was to me from the start, and I just know that there's somebody that cares, and that's what but I know if anyone could solve the case, you and Misty and I can't think of her name now, but I love
Colleen.
her the most of all.
Yeah.
I know y'all wouldn't rest till y'all saw anyone brought to justice that did any harm that you could. And I know you care about me, and I care about you and all the freaks, and I just love you, and you know that. And that's the only reason I call, is that it's comforting to know you're there.
Where's Patsy Cline? You guys, Patsy Cline sang, and you sing all the time, and Patsy Cline came in and sang one time.
I even wrote songs about you. I wrote songs about you, and I have special little songs I'd sing right now. And see, my dang phone is bleeping. See, I have an old phone that's almost old as me.
No. Yeah.
But I like that, and I'm partial to older things anyway. Now, is that my phone? Can you hear
Your
that?
phone's doing some weird clicking sound.
It is, and I get so excited that I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing. So maybe I better sing just something really quick.
Yeah, do something real quick.
All right. But all y'all free. And see, Gray, I've been I had to save for a year to go see my mom. And whenever I watch the live shows, I can't help but donate. And so I had to quit watching your live shows.
I don't want
and especially if I drink, and I just donate.
Well, you don't have to do that, please.
And but when I'm drinking, I know I can do anything.
All right, well, sing the little short version.
All right. I'll sing your crazy birthday little song, but I don't know if I remember that. Okay, I'll sing a little Christmas song.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I bet you wish I'd just tell everybody, couldn't I? But I especially want to be sure all y'all freaks know, and y'all mods are the best in the world, and I see y'all catching the trolls, and I make up the best little mean songs about trolls when I'm listening, but it's too bad I don't remember them.
Yeah. That's okay. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
All right. Here's a good message for everyone. We all bleed red. No one blue. If you are kind, God will bless you. If you are mean, His grace shall be lean. We all bleed it, so make no one blue. Never be cruel, an uncaring fool. Always be true and live by the golden rule. And treat everyone like you wish they treat you. We all bleed red, so make no one bleed. And forever and ever I will love you, and I will whoop anyone that disrespects you, Gray baby. I'll go whoop anyone. I wish I could have got to Brian Laundrie before he got to the swamp. I'd have slung him down to the gators because I did use the rap.
Yeah.
And you know I'm a psychic, and I'm sorry. I just hadn't been touched in with everyone. I've just been focused on a lot of personal things, and especially getting to Georgia to see my mom. But I love you, and I do keep track of y'all. And I just hope you and all the freaks know I love y'all so. And Little Blue and Chloe too. And I don't know why I don't ever see them when I do peek in.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to get that camera. Everything's not set up right over here at this point.
Well, give them some extra sugar for me.
All right.
Especially sugar for you. You're the best, and all y'all freaks and your mods are so wonderful. I love y'all all, and God bless y'all all.
All right.
Bye.
Well, thanks.
I'm sorry I ran on.
Well,
if I was a car, you know what kind of car I'd be? They'd call me an old rattle trap.
Yeah. Well, anyways, thanks for the song there, Dreaming Girl.
Well,
all right. Have a good one.
I live. I dream next time I call, I'll just mesmerize you, and it'll be beautiful, and I won't be so stoned and drunk.
I thought it was pretty good. All right. Okay. Well, have a good one.
I love you, though.
See you later.
I love you, though. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, freaks. I love y'all. And love and blessings to everyone that needs blessing, especially send them extra love. Those who deserve it the least need it the most.
Yep. All right. See you later. Bye. Merry Christmas. Bye.
Bye, butterfly.
All right. Dreaming Girl. Yeah. I don't know what it is. People like to call in and sing. It's awesome. Now, where's Patsy Cline? You know, we got some other ones. Anyways, that was cool. Yeah. I don't know where Loretta is. Well, the lines are open. And you can call in about any topic tonight. I have no idea about that heart on the salt, though. It's just sort of like an enigma crime. Just sort of a, whoa. Well, thanks, Hybrid Pisces. I guess she's not watching Patsy Cline. I think she was here earlier, but the goodbyes are longer than most of my conversations in life. Well, then you probably need to have better conversations. Yeah, let's see. Here, I'll be back in just a second. It's so cold, my weather map won't pull up my phone. Yeah. And I think there's some, I don't know, in some ways I keep wanting to like rebuild some of this stuff, you know. I have the plans for the exact outline border, but the inside isn't the same, so I was wondering if I used a combination of both, I could do it, I think I could do it if I used a combination, but anyways, I don't know. I've already gone so far on this one. And people keep saying that there's a closet underneath the stairs, except the diagram that was put out by the homeowner doesn't have that. I don't see it. But one of the things I was going to show you, if you take the ceiling off, or the roof off here, so you can see right there where Ethan and Zena were sleeping. I think that's exactly how their bed is. It's really the only way that would fit in this room. I mean, if you put it over here, that doesn't really make sense to come in and then the door opens and you barely have any space, right? And then if you turn it the other way, you wouldn't even be able to get into the door. You could probably have it where it's like this. That would be possible. Something like this, and then fit it in there. So you could have it like that. But then, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely doable. Either way, though, the blood that was seen on the outside of the building was right there. So that shows you that it came off of that bed, or right in that corner there. And then it came out, went outside. I think that's how I would do it, because that way you can step out on that side. Maybe you would even do it. Yeah, that's just, I don't know. Yeah. Don't know how you would do that. I mean, you could put something over here, like a little nightstand. You definitely couldn't have it like this, though. You know, that goes inside the door. Emporium in Ireland, thank God. Live is in on. Yeah, well, I don't know how long we're gonna do this, because most of the time people want to call in and discuss it, but it doesn't seem like people are calling in tonight. So had a long day, anyways. It's colder than normal here in Phoenix, so that means crazy cold. Well, it's probably Ethan or somebody. I mean, my theory on the roommate would be that likely this roommate right here, the one that heard all the noise right above her, came up the stairs in the morning, kind of nervous, going to check, and then when got up about right up in this area, let's see, maybe I'll put a camera here. Yeah, like she looks up, comes up the stairs, and then kind of looks around, and maybe sees, maybe the door's even open. Do you think the killer, by the way, shut the doors in both rooms, or just left? And that way, that means the doors would be open. I think I already got the same number calling. I don't want to have the same people calling. Yeah. Oops. See. Yeah, it looks like I got to work on. There's not, the floor part isn't that great, but maybe she could see feet on the ground and yelled the name like, "Hey, Ethan!" And Ethan didn't move, so then they were like, "Holy shit, I think something's wrong." And then got her friends to come over, but really didn't go to the room quite yet. And then the friends that showed up are the ones that actually saw what happened in the rooms. Anyways. 310, you're on. Hello? 310.
Hey, Gray.
Hey. Yeah, who's this? Get all what video together?
You know, like it's. I mean, you know, when they've been going around, these reporters talking to the store owners, they're like, yeah, they didn't even ask till recently.
No, it took them way longer than that. It took them, you know, are you talking about the camera footage over at the gas station? It took them like 3 weeks.
Yeah, all of them.
Well, it was like 3 weeks before those people even came forward.
Yeah, but why didn't they go around looking in any possible routes out of town? You know.
Well, it is interesting that, like, why didn't they seem to go to these different gas stations, especially when they were looking for a white Elantra, to go to these on the highway stores? That why didn't they? But they didn't know what they were looking for. But yeah, why not collect the video from the 13th from anybody who had a camera filming any main road or any roads? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's what we can't figure out. Hey, we're in Arizona too.
What do you mean Arizona too? Who's also there?
Oh, just me. I mean, my family, me. You know, our family.
Well, you said I'm in Arizona too. Is like I was there, but I don't live there.
Oh, I thought you were.
No.
Oh, never mind. But yeah, I'm surprised. It just seems like with the FBI involved and state police, you would think they'd have all the resources in the world to go chase down some of the stuff that's really common sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then how about when they interview somebody that said they had some information? It's like they contacted the police and no one got back to them, and they had to go see the police.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just seems like you know, who knows? Maybe they're going down different roads, but it kind of seems like they dropped the ball a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like they didn't. It's hard to know exactly what they dropped the ball on. You know, they wanted people to come forward and say, "Hey, we've got footage," and have people look on their own. But yeah, you'd think that they would send a few officers out to stores to see, oh, look, there's a camera there, and go inside and say, hey, can we check out your footage and collect any footage that you guys have from, say, 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. on the 13th, and just get it.
That's why I don't blame the family. They want to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I believe the family came up with a timeline. I mean, although they're not telling us everything, I know. And there's good reasons why not to, but it just seems like they dropped the ball.
Yeah, they could have.
They better hire you. I think you'd have had to solve the third day.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. But
I think so.
You know what's weird? But how come your zip code comes from California? Your 310.
Oh, you used to live in California.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess your area codes can transfer around, right?
Yeah, I've had my phone for 30 years probably.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to lose the number.
All right.
Although I hate it when somebody from the past calls. I don't got it. I have nothing to talk to them about, you know.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But
well, good ideas there, though. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah. This investigation, it reminds me a little bit of Delphi, where they missed some of the leads, and some of the common sense investigative techniques. They kind of, and the FBI is involved. What the heck? Wouldn't they know all that? You know,
mm-hmm.
And the state police.
Not sure. I mean, the thing is, they should have just gone around and had officers go around and get as much footage as they could, and then anybody else, like Ring cameras, Well, here's what they should have done. They should have had police check every business on their own, and then people that have Ring doorbell cameras, they can come forward.
Right. And I'm sure they went around the neighborhood and did that, but they probably should have thought about going a little further, I would think. And, you know, there's other things, too, like, you know, some of the people that had some information, it's like they've tried to get a hold of the police, and the police, you know, just kind of got lost in the rest of the leads, or, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they're probably getting a lot of stuff, you know.
Right.
Ray, who do you think did it?
I have no idea who did it. I just think it's some guy that was obsessed with one of them and maybe blames the other people for not, you know, for the reason why she doesn't like him, you know, something like that. I don't know. It just seems like it's somebody that knew to be there and got there at a certain time, you know, somehow was there, knew that they were sleeping, and that's when the attack happened. So. Yep.
Somebody was stalking the house, kind of. It sounds like.
Yeah. It's hard to say.
Who's got that time and energy to do that stuff? I can't believe it. You know, you really got to be crazy.
Yeah. Yep, you got it.
They must not have kids.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, it's hard to know what the person is because there's killers that have kids and they do the same thing. So it's hard to say that they must not have kids. We don't know.
True.
Yeah, I think it's.
And they don't have any hobbies. I'm telling you, flying remote control planes with your kids is a hobby. They could, you know. I feel like we ought to do a workshop for serial killers. You know what I mean? Hey, before you're about to kill, we're going to take you out and give you a couple ideas on hobbies. You know, just to get your mind off that stuff. I mean, although it's probably the mind is probably crazy. They can't even think like that. You know.
Probably. So, anyways, all right. I'm gonna get on to the next caller though. But I appreciate you calling in. All right. Have a good one. Bye bye. You too. Thanks, man. Have a good one. All right. I wasn't sure what the that one. I just kept thinking there's some kind of hammer about to drop on that. I just wasn't sure. So, anyways, I don't know who this one is right here. Gooseneck, something or other. Who's this?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, who's this? Okay, well, what's going on?
I wanted to know, did you see the photo of the kitchen area where it shows the blood that was dripping down on the counter?
Yeah, I've seen that. We don't know if what that really is because it doesn't match the rooms above. It could be that it was maybe somebody got killed in the kitchen and bled onto the counter, but it just doesn't really match. So I don't know what that is.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was watching another channel. His name's like Duty Ron, and he had like
I don't really give a shit what his name is, but yeah, go ahead and people say all the time they talk about that's blood, and we looked at it and it could be blood, but we don't know what it is, right? So and neither does he, but we also don't bring up channels, especially ones that I don't really sort of support. Okay, so.
Oh,
so what is it that you're gonna?
I didn't mean to plug him. I just wondered if maybe you had heard of him, because he seems like a reputable. He seems like a reputable guy. But my point is like they were kind of.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I said seems is the right word. Yeah. So what do you got?
Well, it just when they were talking about like blood splatter and analysis and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
From the photos, I know they can only tell so much, obviously, and they don't even know if it's actually blood. But if it is blood, what they were saying is like the blood consistency and whatnot. It looks like it was actually potentially dripping from the ceiling.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't work because above that is Kaylee's room, and apparently the murders, that's what we're being told anyways, happened in Madison's room because Kaylee's bed and everything was apparently made, and they even had you could still look into the room, and her room is the one with the sliding glass door, which is right above the kitchen. So how would there be blood there? I mean, you have to know the layout. I know the layout perfectly at this point, so that doesn't make sense if it was somebody killed above If it was somebody
Well, I hadn't-
that was in the kitchen and maybe you got an arterial wound and it bled out onto the countertop, that might do that. But
I gotcha. Well, I hadn't seen any photos specifically showing the inside of Kaylee's room. So my theory was maybe Maddie had moved in to Kaylee's room because she had moved out, because it is a bigger room. And I know roommates move around a lot and whatnot. So I was just thinking maybe Maddie moved into Kaylee's room. Who knows? So that was just kind of like my theory of like maybe. And another thing too.
yeah, I mean that's the thing. We don't really know which room. I mean, who. We assume that Kaylee's room. Well, we saw the pictures recently of Kaylee in the room with the, like she's in the room with her dog, so that is her room. The sliding glass doors. So I doubt that she would be moving out and then just merely move all of her shit to another room, and then have Madison move all of her stuff to the other room, and then leave and then come back later. It just doesn't make. If you're gonna move that kind of stuff, you just move it out that time.
Gotcha.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of think that he potentially went through that window on the not the sliding glass door to the kitchen, but that window that had the broken off. What's it called? The
screen.
The screen, yeah.
I don't know.
With the cinder block, potentially
in the front of the house. So he just went breaking in through the front of the house. No visual protection whatsoever. Just sort of. It doesn't. I don't know. I don't believe that at all. Actually.
No, in the back of the house.
Okay. Well, there's a cinder block, I think, in the front too, right?
No, I've only seen the cinder block in the back, because they had some lights that lit up the area of the sliding glass door, but if you look at that the back side of the house at night, the only real dark part of the house is by that window, but the whole sliding glass door area going into the kitchen, it's got those overhanging lights that are hung up on the deck. So I figured, back.
The one in the back would have to be the. That window's the room that wasn't being used by anybody.
Potentially, right? So that could be.
A room that we don't know. The room that we don't know who it might have belonged to. There's 2 downstairs that we know of. We know that Kaylee or Madison, whichever room they were in, are upstairs, and then the, Zaina and Ethan room, and then there's that room with that window is the only room that nobody really. That might be the 6th roommate on the lease, but wasn't living there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just thinking maybe another area of entry could be that window, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe.
Because nobody was in it, right? And maybe that cinder block, I know people have talked about the potential of somebody sitting there and peeping in, but if the killer knew that nobody was in that room, so he could easily get in that window.
Well, what's weird about that room is if you were in that room below, you would be able to listen and know when Madison and Kaylee might have went to sleep. You'd hear how quiet it was because it's right below it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. Yeah. And another theory I have is, I know that there was Zaina and Ethan's room, and right below them, one of the potential surviving roommates. Maybe they did hear something, but maybe they thought Zaina and Ethan were just messing around. And not to be disrespectful to the victims or anything, but I mean that who knows what they heard, and maybe they did hear something, but they thought that they were doing something. I don't know. So that's
but I mean they locked their doors apparently at the beginning. They told people that they locked their doors because they heard yelling and stuff. They thought maybe it was a party, but I mean if you thought somebody was having sex or whatever up above, I don't think you'd go lock your door real quick.
Okay. That's another bit of evidence I hadn't heard. I didn't realize that they told people that they did.
Well, that was out early on. Now I don't. It's hard to find all those little pieces that came out back then.
Gotcha. Cool. All right, man. Well, hey, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but thanks for everything that you do. I love watching your show, and
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. Bye bye. I always get nervous whenever guys call in. I get nervous that they're really basically the only actual trolls. There's some women that call in that are, yeah, they have an agenda. I've seen that, but you know, they're not really the trolls. Yeah. Well, and thanks for Trish on Venmo there. Thank you. Hold on. Let's see. Anybody else? Everybody always rates the callers. How about you just let people call in and don't say, wow, what a great caller. Wow, you're so... It's almost kind of condescending. You know what I mean? Like, they're just regular people and, you know, it's kind of weird almost. You know, just... Can I just call... That's a song, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, these people show up in the chat. I was just me. I was talking normal. Great! Oh, you know. Yeah, right. So, like, exactly. So, they could be trolls. So, you're, like, trying to encourage the non-trolls. Okay, I get it. Got hurt while making the salt. And just left their heart there? Simple Life Days? I don't think so. Yeah. All right, 502, you're on. Hello, star 6.
Yo, hello.
Who's this?
This 502. What you mean who this? You just said my name on the screen.
Well, I said 502, but who are you?
502, man.
Okay. All right, well, you call somebody else, all right? Let me get to this one. I don't know what the hell that was. That was some weird shit. All right, iPhone. Who's this?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Do you want to know, like, my opinion on the whole thing?
Your opinion on the whole thing? About what? What?
Well, on the murder.
Do I want it? I don't know. What do you think it is? I'm waiting for the troll question. Go ahead.
I'm not a troll, honestly. My opinion is that it's...
I can't hear you, man. I'm gonna have to... I don't know what they were doing. I just got rid of them because I don't know what they were doing. They paused and no, I'm not a troll, and then they paused and were doing something. So they're now not on the air. Now the accent sucked. Jesus, are you kidding me? Wow. Let's see what this one is. 518, are you still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
Or you're here, not still here, you just called back in, right?
Yeah, I'm having technical difficulties.
Yeah, well, what's going on?
Yeah, oh, nothing. Yeah. Am I audio okay? Because it's out.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to start speaking. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's really weird, but I looked into it. But if you had died in ancient Egypt and you could afford to be mummified, one of the first things that they would do is the priest would remove all your tissue bits and covered you in a mountain of salt internally and externally.
Mm-hmm.
And the only organ they never removed was the heart, because you needed that to get into the afterlife. You needed to speak for you, and it had to weigh it against the feather and all the normal stuff. But one of the reasons they thought Tutankhamun might have been hurt was
Yeah. Hello? Are you still there? All of a sudden I mean, I don't know if you guys could hear it. She was talking about the salt and...
Fuck me, Daddy Gray!
Who? Who is this one?
Oh, Daddy! Daddy Gray!
I don't even know who that... That number right there is the same one that called in before. I don't know what's going on, you guys. I have no idea. Yeah. Can you guys help out a little bit there? Thanks. Wow, I'm not sure. I'm not sure the one that talked about the first caller seemed normal, then she hung up on herself, and then the other one, what's the, hold on. I don't know how that person came in and they didn't have to unmute themselves. The one that you said somebody called before, that was the same person. Seems to like me. Yeah. No, I didn't have anything flip-flop, Sean. Sorry about that. Sorry for your confusion. Let's see. That. 801. You're on. Hello. Gotta hit the *6. What's going on tonight? Hello, 801.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Who's this?
It's Shanna, 360. How are you, Gray?
Pretty good. I don't know. Kind of a shitty troll type of night, you know?
I'm sorry. Numbers are hard for me, so I'm sorry about the *6 situation.
Oh, it's okay. It's just, I wasn't worried about
that. Yeah, so I'll get it started here. About the caller that was talking about what could be blood on the counter.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know what it is. I was watching Forensic Files. I've seen like every episode like 1,000 times.
I thought maybe it was like luminol.
So I should probably work.
I thought it was like luminol dripping down. Or luminol or like some other kind of forensic stuff to test for, you know, that. Because I've seen it where it sort of drips down a little bit later, but you're looking for... Well, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, you're good. I just wanted to kind of throw something out there, something crazy. See, on a Forensic Files episode, I saw, I don't know if you ever heard of the case of Peter Porco. Kind of a wild case.
No, I've not heard of Peter Porco.
I know, it's actually a real name. His son, like, bludgeoned him and his wife with an axe. And the son thought he killed both his parents and then left. And apparently the guy, like, regains consciousness, goes downstairs, unloads the dishwasher, makes a lunch, pours himself a drink, writes a check, and goes outside to check the mail and, like, collapse, or, like, grabs the newspaper on the front doorstep, collapse, and his neighbor actually calls 911 and says, I think my neighbor passed out, or, you know, he's laying down on the ground outside, and one of the coworkers had showed up too to kind of check on him because he didn't show up to work. So I'm just saying, like, I mean, not trying to, like, sensationalize it or anything, but I'm just throwing out a possibility that, you know, it could be that one of the victims regained consciousness with, you know, like, to grab something to drink. I mean, I know that's crazy, and I usually my mind doesn't go there. I'm just trying to, like, basically state the fact that we don't know anything. It could be anything, any kind of situation, and maybe just throwing this out there, pure speculation. You know, Ethan could have gotten up, made himself, you know, went to the kitchen and got cold.
Yeah, I can't remember. I've seen cases like that where people were moving around even after they got...
Yeah,
you know.
and, like, laid on the couch, and maybe the neighbor and the roommates did go upstairs and tried to shake him, and he was wrapped in a blanket. And they didn't know what the hell was going on. And yes, there's blood, but you don't really want to go there in your mind. So it just could be so many things. This case is so wild because we don't know anything. But I just wanted to throw that out there. The Peter Porco case, Google it. It's a real thing. He uses the bathroom, writes a check, loads the dishwasher, packs a lunch before dying after getting locked out while fetching the mail. And I just thought that was kind of wild.
Huh.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's all I had.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that the kitchen's really out of the way, but yeah, I mean, he could have walked down the hall in there. And
Disoriented. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, who knows? We're going to have to...
You just never know.
We just need more information.
Yep. So. Exactly. Alrighty. That's it. You're awesome, Gray. Love the models.
Okay.
Love your channel. You're great.
All
Even
right.
though your spin is rigged at the end.
I don't think so. It's not, though. It's just spins. Well, it's rigged for people. Like if somebody sent, that's for every $5, somebody gets an extra. You get a chance. So if somebody sends, I mean, people have just sent five in of one because there's hundreds of people, or never hundreds. Like there's people that do that, but then it lands on them. But if you send in like $50, you get 10, so they have a better chance. But I know you're just goofing around.
For sure.
He gave me a chance.
Yeah,
All right, now, be quiet, bro. She don't know what she's talking.
Who is this person? How are they unmuting themselves?
Bro,
I have no idea.
That's so crazy.
It's so weird.
Bro, stop muting me, Graham.
Oh, they must have found a hack of some sort.
Hey, bro.
Thanks, Gray.
I'm not gonna lie.
Have a good night.
Okay, have a good one. See you later.
All right, bye.
Gray, I'm not playing with you no more. Gray, stop it. Let me.
I gotta just shut the whole thing down. I don't even know what they're doing. It's like I have it set to mute, and they're able to unmute themselves, even though well, hold on. I don't know. I'm gonna have to start a new number if you guys still want to do calls. But that was really weird. Well, it's Friday and Saturday nights they come out. You get these drunk idiots that sit at home, and these are the ones that live in their grandmother's basement. They're just losers. Yep. Wow. Just wow. Anyways, maybe I'll just make it a short night. I just want to go relax and do something else. It's not that fun. I don't know who that person is. Let me try to do another. I'll do another Zoom and see what happens.
Recording in progress.
Well. Let's see. Oh, I know why. Because I think I had the button on for allow. Well. Hold on. Mute on entry. Yeah. Okay. Let's try. I'll try it again. All right. Maybe this will work. All right, there we go. There's the new phone number up there. Go ahead and try. Come on. No, they were. I think I had it set where they could unmute themselves. I accidentally. I just realized that at the end. So. Yeah. Welcome, Joe Lee. Yes, also when you join the channel, become a channel member, that's part of the income for the channel, help support me, and then I also, like I said, I try to, because of you guys' generosity, try to donate at least 50% of the net revenue. So that all helps out. Thank you. Yep, Zap Troll. Yeah. Pure insanity. Yeah. Yeah, so if you missed the beginning of the show, what we were talking about was how they were saying that you could see this white car, you know, McDonough and a whole bunch of other people made it seem like it was such a huge deal that this white car was driving around behind the scene here. And nobody knows what type of, you know, it's a white vehicle, sedan. It was driving by right up here. And then if you just go over to, my first place that I looked was right here. And as soon as you get out of the car, you go, oh, holy shit. 1, 2, there's 3 little SUV type cars there. You know, and if you go down the street here, here's a 4th one. Hell, it could be that one even, right? I mean, shit, couldn't it have been that one? 4. Yeah, you just keep going and going and going, and there it is. All right, let's see. Hey, Chauncey, why do you keep calling in? I saw your face. I got it recorded, Chauncey. You're probably going to want
What's up? It's me, Chauncey. I know.
That's a kid pretending. That's weird. Mute. I don't know. That guy must have some weird little hack going on because it's not set up for that. Now, it's the same person. It's actually a person trying to sound different than they are. I can just tell you. Yeah, it's a guy. It's a kid, you know. Get it out, what? I mean, I could be doing something else. It's not really that fun. So, maybe I'll just go. I'll just start making videos. You know, it's like it's just I don't know, shit. But I like making the videos. You put them out there. People seem to like them. You do the live shows, and I don't know. I mean, normally I'm doing shows, but people like to call in on these cases, so. Nobody's calling in, so it's kind of like I'm not sure what to be talking about. I literally, I mean, I could just go over all the information again in the case, but they're, you know, everybody knows that by now, right? Like everybody knows about the Corner Club. They know everything about the Mad Creek restaurant where the girls worked, and another one. Well, thank you, Bama Forever. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah. There you go. You're in the system. No. All right. I'm just gonna go over it then, and let's see if it makes us think of anything. All right. Because I kind of have it mainly memorized, the whole thing. So, at 10 p.m., yeah, Kaylee and Madison were over at the Corner Club, and they were in there. We don't have any footage from there. We don't know anything about it. And they exit there at 1:30 a.m. Apparently, there's an individual walking behind them, and let me turn off this. There you go. There's an individual walking behind them, and it's the guy with the hoodie and the hat on that people talk about that you see at the grub truck. Like he's walking with them from the bar. And then the bar is right here at 318 Main Street, but it's not a bar, the grub truck, I mean. The bar was the Corner Club that just down the street there. It looks like a strip, like a exotic dancing place because there's no windows whatsoever on the entire bar. So right in this spot right here is where the grub truck was parked. And Kaylee and Madison ordered some food, and then there was a guy with them that sort of stood in the background, and he kept following him to where they went to go pick up their food. And then after they got their food, they kind of just bailed and went out to the street this way, out of sight from the cameras on the grub truck. And then that individual, his name is Jack too, he went this way and took off to probably a parked car that was over there. Then the car that picked up Kaylee and Madison apparently got them home by 1:56. That's when they got home. They got home at 1:56 because apparently there's a Ring doorbell camera here. That would make sense. They see it driving by, and it's just right after that they would get home. And they got home at 1:56. Now, I don't know if they really know for certain when Zena and Ethan got home. All they ever say is, we believe. It's different wording. It's like, we believe it was around 1:45 they got home, and they're currently still trying to get their timeline together. They don't really know it currently still. They want to know where they were, which is kind of odd to me. Like if they were at a fraternity party, which that's what they're saying, from 9 o'clock until 1:45, it seems like there'd be a whole bunch of people that could corroborate various time frames. So is it somebody at the fraternity? And if that's true, and the 1:45 was actually witnessed or heard by the two roommates, like, oh yeah, we think they got home around, it was like 1:45. They didn't really talk to him, they just heard, and they thought it was about 1:45. Is it, so that opens the door for the possibility that somebody came home with them, with Zena and Ethan, and something happened earlier in the evening. And that might have even been when doors were locked. And then when Kaylee and Madison came home, they might not have ever even talked to Zena or Ethan. They just went upstairs and they were hanging around. And then at about 2:26, Kaylee's tried to call her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend Jack, multiple times, and 6 times actually, from 2:26 up until 2:44, and then at 2:44, Madison took over calling. So it was Kaylee 6 times, then Madison 3 times from 2:44 to 2:52, and then Kaylee called at 2:52. So that means they think that Jack was trying to monitor his phone calls, and maybe he would answer if Madison called. I think he lived right here. The boyfriend, right here, ex-boyfriend. Don't know for sure, but I think he lives right there. I've had that pin there for a long time. All right. And so far, the police went out of their way. They cleared Jack, the ex-boyfriend. They cleared Jack, the guy at the grub truck. And they cleared the driver of the vehicle that drove them home, Kaylee and Madison. They've also cleared the 2 roommates and anybody that was there when the 911 calls were made. So that means they believe it's somebody outside of those people, which is weird. Now, Steve Gonzalez, he came forward and said that he thinks they cleared people too soon. Well, that doesn't mean that that's what they believe. And really what they believe is more important. The investigators are the ones that have the most information. The FBI, all of them, they know what they're doing. Can they make mistakes? Yep, they sure can. Let me get this. All right, iPhone. Got to unmute yourself. I don't know. Who's this?
This is Kujini. I'm calling from the great state of Massachusetts.
Okay, man. What's going on?
All right. So let me ask you this now. So we have these alleged different spots where the authorities went for photographs and videos, correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, they really just told people to send in videos if they have any video that they have from a certain time frame in a certain area.
So we don't know though for example, that little apartment complex next door came out and said that they had a video from between 2:45 and 3:15. But then we had that other video
Who
from
said?
the other
Who
night.
said?
From
Who
that,
said anything about that?
well, there was an article out there that the one of the neighboring apartment complexes had a video of a white car coming in between 2:45 and 3:15.
I don't know. I haven't heard that. I did see the body camera footage. A car driving.
Yeah,
in the
no, I
background,
don't think.
But it wasn't
I
white.
think they had said anything in that body cam footage was no good, right?
Well, they just said that they didn't think it's related at all. So the footage.
Anyways, the point that I'm kind of grasping at here, we really have absolutely no idea what it is that they're doing. I mean, obviously they're using footage to kind of backtrack, but I mean, if they've had some of this footage since day one.
Yeah, where did you hear about the camera footage though?
So it was a Fox News article, I believe. If you Google,
I don't have time to Google and do stuff like that. You'd have to. I mean, see, when people make claims that isn't something that's widely known, I got to see a link or something.
Is there a way I could send you one here?
Yeah, you could send it to GRAYHUZE 2@gmail.com.
All right, 1 second.
But you actually have it sitting in front of you, where Fox News said it.
I don't know. I have to look it up, but I did see it today.
Anybody out there see the same article?
Here it is. Here. White car spotted in footage obtained by police 1 day after killings. And it's got a picture of the complex here, and it's got, actually, they even took a picture of the camera.
Oh, wasn't that the, are you sure it's an apartment? All right, well, send it to me. Let me look at it.
Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, what are people saying? Yeah. All of a sudden, everybody's saying, yeah, I saw it once he's describing it. Bull crap, everybody. Jesus Christ, these people, I tell you. They're all like, no, never heard of it, never seen it, never. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, bull crap. Not bull, but bull.
Hey, can I send it in this here chat?
Yeah, I guess you could. You could try
in the Zoom. How do I do that? Here we go. Chat. All right, coming in hot, Gray.
All right.
Fox News. Let me know if you got it.
Yeah, I see the article. Okay, looks like a real link. This thing right here.
Yes, it is not. It is not.
What is a fake. Oh, that's from today. Okay, so it's. Oh wait, you got it set. Looks like it's mobile almost. So it's from that apartment complex, right here.
Yes. Yeah. So they even zoomed in. Initially I thought that little camera was a stock photo, but it's actually, if you zoom in on that upper quadrant of that.
Yeah, I think there's
roof
something
there.
Right there. I don't know. And they saw a car. So right, it says the car which. Friends, I'm just telling you, there's so many white cars around there, though.
No, I know. I mean,
So
it's probably nothing.
Light-colored travel west on Taylor Road.
Yeah, they're saying that they saw it right there at that end of that driveway.
Sometime between well, that one almost matches the the time that the incident was happening and a car drove by. How come they don't know the exact time?
Yeah, that is a little weird, isn't it?
I mean, you would have that exactly.
I don't know. Maybe they told her to keep quiet.
So which apartment was it at? The one down below?
I don't know. I think there's a map further down.
It kind of looks like that one. Let me just go. No, it doesn't look quite like that. It must be closer up to them, right? Let me see. No. God, they blurred out that one now too. Shit. Now you can't see. Oh, yeah, I guess you can see it, but. Yeah, I don't know where that apartment is right currently. I mean, I'm sure I could find it. Maybe it's this one right here. Let me look.
I think it was further down
Like,
from the opposite side. I could be wrong though, because they said it was traveling westbound, but I don't have my bearings.
It was heading west. Okay, so maybe further down here.
Yeah, maybe the next street or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of looking at that one, but whatever. So, anyways, they said that they see a white car at 2:45 to 3:15. But you know, the problem is there's so many white cars out there. You know?
But I mean, at that time in the morning,
Yeah.
don't you think that sample size is smaller?
Yeah, well, definitely smaller, but like, how many there's so many white cars. I mean, just in this picture right here, there's one, two, maybe a third one there, and a fourth down there. I mean, that's one of the problems. It's just, well, here's the thing. If it was 2:45, you know, maybe they pulled up and were waiting in the back there just watching because Kaylee and Madison were still awake at that point.
Well, that's what I was gonna kind of lead into, because we have supposedly from the gas station at what was that one 3:45. Maybe this guy doubled back. You know what I mean? He drove by, waited for a light to go out, and then it's like, you know what? I'm gonna drive around once more. And then he passes the gas. It's it's kind of.
Yeah, well, the gas station apparently was going the other direction though, heading in. I don't know, man. You know what? Yeah, I mean, the thing is I think the car was after the gas station was hitting. Well, the way the light is, it's going. The way the images of the white vehicle that was shot at the gas station, it's either going, and the lady said it was on White Avenue. So that means the car is heading west here, and we don't know where it went. I don't know how they know that it went. The whole thing doesn't make sense. She said, "Oh, it's heading. It's on White Avenue, and it headed into the neighborhood." Okay, but the camera has the car going left on the to our left, looking at the image. That means it has to be on the right side of the road and heading in that direction. If it's flip-flopped, then that means the car is driving on the wrong side of the road. So it has to be correct. And then if it's from this side, the car is heading away at 3:45. So maybe that's what we're talking about here. I don't know. There's somebody who's giving the wrong description that's out there.
Well, all right. Listen, I'll let you go. I love the show, man.
Sorry, everything's kind of crazy right now, but
no, it's all good.
All right, man. Have a good one. See you. Bye. Yeah. Because I guess what he's saying, like if it's 3:15, and then maybe that's the same car leaving at 3:45, because to me it makes sense that car is going this way on that highway at 3:45 if it's the same one. I mean, we have no idea. That's the problem. We're trying to link things without having any way of knowing if they're the same cars. I totally agree that, there isn't going to be a huge number of cars driving around after 3 a.m. That's the whole point. That's why it's, mildly interesting. Any car that's moving around at 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. And that's why I said that they need to check every single camera in the entire city between the hours of 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. Or not, I would say 3 and 5 on Sunday morning. Because there's very few cars that are moving around in a small town like that, even though it's a college town, between 3 and 5 a.m. Okay? Your parties are over. There's a few people moving around. They should have had every single person that has a camera that's filming a road at that time, and have every single person look, and if anything triggered their camera, because Ring doorbells are motion activated, then call it in. It's simple. All right. 516. Hello. Hello, who's this? Yeah, hello, yeah. Who's this?
Mark.
Hey, Mark. What's going on?
This is Mark.
Mark, yeah, I said Mark, yep.
Nothing much. So, yeah, I just wanted to, talk about a suspect.
Well, we don't bring up, like, specific people's names. Wait, hold on one second.
Okay, yeah, so that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. So what did you want to talk about though?
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring up the food truck guy. I mean, I hear he's cleared, but I have questions about him. I feel like it was cleared too early. I feel like he's a suspect. I feel like he was stalking them, and why would he stop stalking them after they got off camera?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, except police said that they've communicated with him and they don't consider him a suspect.
Right.
He seemed interesting at first.
Right. So, I mean...
He seemed interesting at first, but he doesn't seem as interesting now based on what they said. The only reason people started looking into him again is because Steve Gonzalez, Kaylee's dad, said that, I think they cleared people too early. And everyone... That's my permission to now go after the same people that they cleared. Now, is it possible that cleared people still have something to do with it? Sure, but that's when I take a step back and I don't quite keep digging into them anymore, because they've been able to do a digging into the person that's a lot deeper than we're going to get to do. Okay, like they actually... get to talk to different people, prove different things, they figure things out. And so for me, I'd rather move forward at that point, but, things change and they change their mind, then of course you can go back and take a look at it. Yeah. Anyway.
For sure. Do you think it's a person outside of their friend zone, outside of, you think it's just a random person?
I mean, the longer it takes, it sort of starts more feeling random, It seems like if it was somebody right in their inner circle, they would have been able to quickly figure out something. But I was thinking yesterday, maybe it's somebody that is on the fringe of the regular circle, some kind of guy that kind of weird, but not that weird, but they, just sort of, nobody would suspect him, just kind of hanging out, but obsessed with somebody, maybe, but just isn't really somebody that people go, oh, what about that one guy? He's just on the edge of that kind of stuff, just sort of lingering around, and nobody even suspects him at all.
Right.
They don't mention him, like they didn't think of him as a stalker or anything. Just a little weird, but that's about it, so. Might not even be that even weird. Just guy.
It's interesting. It's a good little, it's a good little mystery. Yeah, I feel like it's just because all the speculation's happening because the lack of information. They're just keeping it, they're just keeping it to themselves. So it's going to force people to speculate more. But I think they'll probably catch the guy though. I think there's on him. I think there's something to that Hyundai Elantra because no one ever came forward.
Yeah, no, I totally. I mean, I think they're on to something, but we're just not going to get to know. And no, robbery wasn't part of it. Somebody typed in. They don't see any motive. Robbery, man, that was so.
No.
All right.
Yeah, man, that was it. That was it. I pretty much just wanted to say that. Yeah. The food truck guy was just a big.
Yeah, I mean, he is interesting. Yeah, I mean,
the video.
Yeah, his behavior is definitely interesting. Yeah. Still is interesting. Like, oh wow, what was really going on there? But he said that he was actually just trying to make sure they got made at home.
Him personally.
Yeah.
I'm back, Greg. Guess who's back? It's me.
Oh my God, how is this person doing this? Shit.
Yeah, that's not me.
I know it's not you. I just had to get rid of them. All right. Well, anyways, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too. All right, bye. Yeah, I could see somebody came in. Yeah. That's weird. I wonder how they're able to do that. All right, Matt, you're on.
How's it going, man? I called in a little bit earlier, but you weren't getting a lot of good callers, so I figured there was something I wanted to ask you, and you and the last caller kind of touched on it a little bit. It was about like whether or not it was somebody in their inner circle or if this was just some random person. And I wanted to ask you, I know you're probably not one to necessarily speculate.
Well, I do
but
speculate. I just speculate on, reasonably based on information, not just sort of some random speculation.
I got you. So, like, based off, my question to you is, and maybe I can give my opinion afterwards, but based off what we do know and the evidence that has been released to the public, in your honest opinion, do you think we're dealing with a serial killer, or do you think it is actually some young college student that knew the girls?
Well, that's what's weird. At the beginning, it seemed more likely it was some college person, but it seems like the longer it goes on, it seems like somebody that was really... I don't know, man. I really have...
Yeah.
It could be a serial killer, but is it really a serial killer or a spree? Some kind of just a mass killer one night. That was the only time they killed somebody. Or was it somebody that really was targeting one person but needed to kill the other, then confronted another person and then had to kill that person because they know the person? Like the 4 people... I've always wondered... you have the 2 girls downstairs that live, but they went to bed at 1. The only people that were killed were the 4 people that were awake after 1:45 upstairs. And so, there's other reasons that maybe, they avoided the downstairs, whatever. But was it something that they saw and this person is somebody that they've seen? The other 2 girls didn't see that person. So this person needed to kill those 4 because they knew that he was there, something like that.
You bring up a good point, because I think that's the only, to me, that's the only likely outcome if it was like a random young college kid, is if he actually ran into other people, like Ethan woke up, or Ethan and Xana woke up to investigate, and he ran into them. Because the thought of a young college student killing for the first time 4 people with a knife is crazy to me. And then I started thinking, like, if we look at murder cases in the US as a whole, statistically speaking, like, how often has that actually happened? I almost feel like, and of course, like the stabbing in Washington with that old lady, and then the stabbing of the couple in Oregon, both unsolved, 2 neighboring states to Idaho.
Yeah.
And then you have 4 people. It definitely seems like a gradual buildup, right?
Yeah,
because
except they haven't been able to connect them, but I mean, maybe,
the cops could be just saying that, though, just like everything else, right? They're probably trying to throw the killer off. If there is a connection, maybe they don't want to release that information because they're trying to throw him off. Like, they don't want him to think that they're on his tail, in a sense,
Yeah.
Also, too, people keep saying, we haven't heard anything. Like, they're obviously onto this white Elantra, and there's something there because nobody's come forward.
Well, I think the moment they mention the Elantra, they think the Elantra is involved in the murders. The whole time, you're not going to spend that many resources and putting all this stuff out just to ask them a question. Like, hey, did you see anything? I mean, it just seems absurd almost.
I agree. I just think that we're not going to. There's probably a ton of people that have come forward in a white Elantra, being like, "Hey, I have a white Elantra. Is like, am I a suspect?" kind of thing. I think people probably came forward that we just don't hear about. You know what I mean? That are not that obviously aren't the killers, and the cops are like, okay, they're not the killers, but they came forward because they do have a white Elantra and they don't want to be suspect, I guess. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, the other scenario that you were talking about, it could also be that he killed all 4 people intentionally as well, even a younger person, because let's say it's one of these, mentally, there's something wrong with this person, like he's got, sociopath or whatever. But he was really interested in, let's just throw at Kaylee, like really interested in Kaylee, and would always try to like say things and be around, and but could tell that the other friends were like whispering, like, "Oh, this guy," And then this person blames the other 3 roommates, like he thinks, but for those other 3 roommates, Kaylee would have loved me, and I'm so much better than her boyfriend, and they broke up, and she should be with me now. And then that's where there was rage. When he got like scorned, he comes back in and he kills all 3 of the people that he blames, and then takes out more on the actual person who scorned him, something like that.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see something like that, but it's probably not as likely as just a confrontation that happened that resulted in the death of the other 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree too. That could definitely be a possibility. It's just the thought of a first-time killer killing 4 people with a knife is crazy to me, because usually these killers, they have to build up like confidence somehow. They start off on like an animal, and then they'll do one, and it's just I don't know.
It's also
man.
hard to imagine that he got killed for anyways. I mean, like even if they stumbled upon somebody, like Ethan was there. I mean, he's an athlete, I mean, this guy should have. I mean, it's just bizarre to me. So that's why the whole thing about while they were sleeping sort of makes a little bit of sense. And that would sort of make sense, too, that he snuck in and killed Ethan first, and then maybe it's Zaina who, like, tried to fight the guy off and was killed. Maybe she's the one that the roommates saw upstairs, not Ethan, like everybody keeps saying. Maybe it was Zaina, and she's the one with the defensive wounds. After she saw her boyfriend being killed, she tried to jump in and help, and maybe was yelling and screaming, and that's what the roommates downstairs thought was a party, locked their doors, and then it was Zaina that's on the floor with the defensive wounds. And then...
Yep, and she was probably cornered in, like against her bed or something, and that's why we see it on the outside.
Yeah, or maybe that's Ethan, though. Maybe she's the one in the hall.
That could,
because if you were a killer and a guy and you saw another guy and they were sleeping, you'd probably take him out first, because if he woke up, true. I'm just saying strategically. So,
and that's why it's so bizarre, and that's why I'm kind of leaning towards. I know people don't want to hear this, but probably towards the serial killer aspect, just because like there's so many things about this case and this crime that like just freak me out. Just the fact it seems weird. So methodical.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's good at this. This doesn't seem like an amateur at all. Able to go in the middle of the night, kill 4 college students in their sleep or whatever, get out. I mean, with a knife, like there had to have been blood everywhere. He had to have been drenched in blood, unless he strategically,
Yeah, well, it just kind of depends on how you kill the person. I mean, if they're face down and they were killed, and the blood might be on the bed and not necessarily like arterial spray all over you or something like that, and there wouldn't necessarily be anything on the ground to create the footprints that everybody talks about. That's usually happens when it's a really messy battle, sort of in a middle of a room somewhere, and there's blood all over the place, and there's really no way to avoid it. And if they were sleeping, it kind of keeps it somewhat isolated in there, especially on the bed, right? The blood would be on the bed. And then you get out of there. Now, later, the blood might have been on the floor, but the person wasn't there at that time. And so it really, you can get, I don't know. There's many ways that there doesn't have to be bloody footprints or things like that.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it's kind of a sick story.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah. So.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, have a wonderful night. I'll keep listening, but it looks like you got other callers now, so I'll let them have their turn.
Okay, all right, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Yep.
But I don't know who the order is here, but we're just going to... try this one. All right, you got to unmute there.
I did. Hello?
Yep. Call-in user, what's going on?
It's me, Jenny.
Oh, Jenny. Hold on a second. Are you muted now?
No, I'm still.
Okay. Because there was this other number that was unmuted for no reason at all. I didn't unmute it.
Oh.
All right.
Do you want to take them?
No, because
Okay.
I'm wondering if that's the one that has the ability to unmute themselves. But
Chauncey, you mean? Is that Chauncey?
I was thinking maybe. What's going on?
The guy that just called in kind of said a lot of things that I was thinking as well. Like, because when I start to think about it, I start to like go in like a lot of circles, you know, well, it could be this, or it could be that, you know what I mean? But nothing that's like, you know, stupid, or out there. But I feel like it's gotta be, I'm with him in the same idea of like, the idea of it being a college student that hasn't done this before, you know, and this is their first killing. It's like, that just doesn't seem like it could be possible. But on the other hand, if you're a real psycho, it's very possible. And thinking back at some of like the really testosterone people that were in my school, like I feel like they could do something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But then I start to think about it in this sense is like, but this is where I have a question. So it happened on a Saturday night, like Sunday morning, Saturday night, you know? And school was letting out for break. So did they have school on Monday or not?
Don't know. I don't know if they had school.
Because
yeah.
I thought that they didn't. I thought that Monday was their break, but then I wasn't positive about that. So for me,
The cops are fucking up. That's all I wanted to say. The cops suck.
Oh, see, look at see. I don't know how somebody's unmuting it. I don't know what's going on there. Sorry about that. That was somebody that just unmuted themselves and started talking.
Okay.
Just ignore them, I guess. I don't know what to say, but shit.
So weird. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, let me see something. Let me just try to look at something here. I don't know.
Okay.
What's going on? Like why they're able to do that?
Wait, can I say one thing first?
Yeah.
What just happened?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I have it.
No,
I have it set
you
to.
said that?
I have it. Oh wait, shit. God, man. I think I had the wrong thing clicked again. All right, now do it. God, I keep doing the same thing. Unless they're setting it on.
Do you remember when that lady? She was like, "What just happened?"
Yeah. Well, what the hell is this? Oh yeah, I remember the one that called in. What just happened? Yeah. All right, I think it should be
Anyway.
good. I think it should be good now.
Okay. So I was saying, like my question is like, did they have school on Monday? Because if they didn't have school on Monday, I remember when I was in school, most people left. Like they didn't stick around for the weekend before break. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they were leaving even before break, like on Thursday or something before break. Like people would leave early. They didn't usually stick around. And I know that these guys weren't in the dorms, you know, they were off campus, but they all seem really close to their families. So, but they're all really close to themselves, you know, but that's my thought about, like, if they had breaks, I just don't think it would be, part of me says it couldn't be a student because there's no way that they couldn't, I feel like there's no way that they couldn't have gotten scratched up or cut, especially if one of the victims had like extensive, defense wounds, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like
you
can't go home looking like that, you know?
Well, maybe there's somebody out there but had a what seemed like a plausible explanation at the time, like the FBI guy in the Delphi, but now doesn't hold water. Remember that?
Yeah, but don't you think the parents would hear about their 4 murders in the town where their kid goes to school? You know? Like, I just feel like it would be kind of... Yeah, but so then what made me think more about that is, you know how... Now, I'm not trying to, I'm not saying that chef did it or whatever, but there are people that live in college towns that don't go to college, you know? Like, where I used to live at school, there were, like, some older people that went to my college that were, you know, they dropped out and they just kind of stuck around the town. We called them townies. A lot of them were kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to college in a town that was, like, not a big city. It was, like, near a big city, but it wasn't in the big city. So it was, like, they were kind of just, like, weird low-life people that worked at restaurants. And I'm not saying low-lifes work at restaurants, but you know what I mean? It's like people that work
You sound like me when
that
I
were, like,
said
hip-
lizard eyes at a restaurant, when I was trying to get the date. It sounds very similar, okay? It's
But anyway, like dishwashers and stuff. And I remember one of them was this guy named Angel, and he had really long black hair, and he was like so weird, and he was like a lurker, and he would always wear driving gloves, you know, like those leather gloves that have like the knuckles, like have little holes in them and no fingers. But he didn't like ride a motorcycle or anything. There was no reason for him to be wearing driving gloves, like walking around our neighborhood, you know? Anyway, he was super creepy, and he used to leave my roommate gifts on our on top of our garbage can, like but weird gifts, like a Rubik's cube that he had figured out, but he didn't figure it out. He just moved the stickers on it. He was super weird. He clearly didn't have any friends. He was.
How do you know? How do you know? You know what's weirder? That you know that he didn't solve it because the stickers were replaced.
Well, you can tell when like the edges of the stickers from the squares are like, you know, like not sticking all the way down, and they're not like perfectly on the thing, you know.
Well, let me ask you: would it be possible to even solve at that point if you scrambled it?
No, you screwed up. You have to leave it factory set, you know.
Yeah.
Have you ever done?
Well, but it seems like you can. There's got to be a way to be able to get it back to his fake answer after you. No. Okay.
No, but it didn't matter. Like, we're really going to be sitting around doing our Rubik's Cube. That's why he's weird, okay? And how do I know he had no friends? Because there were never any people around. This is like, it was like, you know, the houses are really close to each other, and the houses were like those ones at that college where it's like, there are several, it's like a row of like weird apartments that are really like shoddily built, you know, like crappily built. Lots of people, and people are coming in and out of the parking lot at all hours. It reminds me of like their college town, you know, or what I'm seeing. That reminds me a lot of like that neighborhood. Anyway, there are people that like that guy Angel. He was around. I swear, he never went anywhere other than to work and back, you know, and definitely no friends coming in and out. And I doubt he had like a family to go home to. So part of my thinking is like that would be an opportune time for like an Angel type character.
Hey, look at that! Hold on, we got it. Hey, pause at 96,001 as I turned over the thing. We just hit the 96,000. That was pretty weird.
I'm talking.
Yeah, I think it was you. You're the one that brought him in. You're the one that you did it.
Probably Chauncey. Chauncey probably brought his whole like little kid.
Yeah, about 30 of them will leave as soon as the show's over, right? So they can't.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
they're only here to troll, but. Yeah.
Anyway, so my thought is like that would be an opportune time when everyone is leaving town, you know, and if he did get wounded and stuff, then he could heal on his own. He doesn't have a family to go home to, and he's just weird. And this Angel-like character, like I'm just gonna call him Angel because that's what the weird guy that was like living near my school was named, you know. He had a lot of pent-up rage. We would hear him playing Guitar Hero from his like window, and it was like heavy metal, and he was like singing along. It was the most embarrassing thing you've ever seen in your life, and but he was like really going for it. Like he was raging in his home, and not in like a nice way, like in an aggressive, angry way.
So you're thinking maybe it's somebody that's like a local that lives there but isn't really part of the college scene. Maybe they waited around for the college people to leave, but you know, he's not like, you know, he's just he's, you know, quote, the help or whatever, right? In the town, he's sort of like...
I think kind of, but what I'm thinking is, like, it goes along with what you were saying, where it's like somebody that wants to be in the in crowd but isn't, and is kind of shunned, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what Angel is like. I think that's why he stuck around the town, because it made him feel like he was part of something, but he would never fit in because he just didn't have the social skills, and he was just, like, very strange, you know? And kind of like creepy. Anyway, so if he lived near there, so you remember there was the cook and like another neighbor and all these people that were talking about these girls and how they always hear parties, and like the one guy said that he could see, he'd met them a couple times and stuff. I'm not saying that guy did it, but what I'm saying is like that guy didn't go to college. There are people like that guy that would have been living in these college apartments, not going to college, but seeing these girls living in this house, you know, and they're not like shy girls, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that, I'm not victim blaming, but you know what I mean? Like, they're noticeable. They're definitely noticeable. And so for a guy that doesn't fit in and like wishes that he fit in, probably dropped out of college, you know, he's probably not necessarily from there, because if you're from there, you're not living in college apartments, you know, just wants to be part of the mix, but is like, has dropped out and is a bit older. So maybe like a 35-year-old, 40-year-old, not 40, probably like a 35-year-old that just kind of angry, you know?
Yeah, or maybe
I think
what about the frat? What about the frat angle? Somebody at the frat that was like really interested in Xena or something.
But don't okay, so this is what I'm thinking about the frat thing. You have to have like, okay, now maybe I'm making a stereotype. I was not in a sorority. I was not in a frat. I did know one frat guy, but for the most part, like, I was pretty anti-frat when I was in college.
Well, they kind of keep everything secret I was in a frat. They keep everything secret. And
I know.
So why don't they know? Like, the timeline should be so simple. They were at the party from 9 to 1:45. There should be, Joe over there talked to them for 20 minutes, and then Bob was over here. You know.
This isn't like hazing that they're going to keep their mouth shut. If somebody murdered somebody, like 4 people, I don't think that the whole frat is going to keep their mouth shut. Sorry. That's like not something that they're going to do, in my opinion. And a lot of those kids are going home. They have families. Like, you can't really be in that's like rich boy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not really likely, but it's just kind of weird that they can't pin down their time. But anyways.
Yeah, but also, like, was Ethan in that frat? Like, didn't they hang out there? It's not like the whole frat was against them. You know what? If somebody would have been friends with them, someone's going to speak about it. Someone's going to put in an anonymous tip.
But sometimes there's this culture, though, where the frat itself takes precedence over anything. It's such a weird thing, because when my brother died in the fraternity, everybody covered up, like, what happened that day, like, you know, who gave him what or whatever, you know. Nobody knows the answer to the question.
That's the thing that I'm thinking about, too. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I remember when I was in college, like, there were 3 people that died because of a hazing incident at my college while I was still there. The whole frat, they, like, lost their chapter membership or something. It was, like, a big deal, right? And it was one of those things where people weren't talking, and it was kind of like this culture of, like, brotherhood, you know? But this isn't a hazing type thing. This is a brutal, like, killing, you know? It's not like what happened to your brother totally sucks, and it sucks that those people weren't talking. That's awful. But I think that if your brother had been, like, and 3 other people had been stabbed really brutally like that, I think
probably somebody might have said something,
Yeah, because this is, like, a lot heavier than, like, a hazing incident or, like, I hate to say it, but like a rape incident or like any of those kinds of. So I think that somebody would have talked. So that's why I'm leaning towards it's like an angel-like character. You know?
There you go. Well, any last thoughts there? I got to get these other 3 people here.
One last thought. So I don't know if anyone has talked about this, but I was thinking about this the other day, and like, I think one reason why this is getting so crazy, I mean, of course, these things get really crazy because YouTube people and social media people, and it's like they get real sensational and stuff, and these are like quote pretty people, but also it's kind of like Scream, that movie, or like one of those kind of like where all the people get like Scream movie. I think that's like one of the like drawing things why it's going crazy and people are like.
Well, it's just I think it's really rare. Like, this is a really rare type of a murder in the United States. Just the whole scenario around it's weird. It's not
right. It's like something to me. It's like something you see in a movie that it would never happen. You know what I mean? That's why it's in a movie.
Yeah.
It would never happen, and it happened. And like you were saying, the further and further away from when it happened we go, is like it could be anyone at this point. And I totally agree with you. I don't understand why they didn't, like, there's only a few routes to get to that house, you know? So they should have pulled camera footage from everywhere.
The whole town. Here's what I want. Anybody in the town that has any footage on their camera on the 13th between 3 and 5 a.m., can you please check and send it and let us know if you have anything. We'll come get it. That's it. Every single person within, I would say within like a 5 mile, even down the highways that lead out of town and the roads that lead, just everywhere around the area, just have anybody from 3 to 5 or 6 in the morning, whatever you want to do, on Sunday, on the 13th, if you have any motion at all, let us know. We'll come take a look. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so obvious,
If this is I agree with you 100%, and I think it's too late now because a lot of those things, like, if it's like a couple weeks or something, like 2 weeks time, it's already starting to record over it. But if they had like ring cameras at college houses and stuff like that, then maybe the students aren't there. But also, it's not the college kids that own those.
I think Ring keeps it
apartments
for a long time. Like, it's way back there. I mean, I can go back and look, ways back on mine.
I had to pay like for an extra thing to keep it for more than 2 weeks on.
Right, it's like a day, like out online, that's what I do.
Yeah.
So.
But I didn't pay it because it was like, well, if something bad happens, I'm gonna know right now. If someone broke into my house, it's not like.
Right.
Anyway,
Right. But you'd want somebody to be able to. Yeah, I guess it's true. I guess. Yeah.
My third thing was like I was really leaning towards this frat boy thing too, and true, I haven't been in college in a really long time. I wasn't in a frat or anything like that.
But I thought you already were on your last thing. You got these guys that have been sitting on the. You got another. I thought you had your last. Was this? Are you getting?
I just want to finish up by saying that.
Oh, okay.
So,
go ahead.
Who?
No. I said go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I was leaning towards that too, and I'm sorry if it sounded like I was discounting what happened to your brother. I think that's really horrible, and I'm sorry that happened.
No, you
So
didn't.
that
I
was
didn't
the
feel like
last-
you were just. I see the difference there. When it's an accident compared to like a full-on people being butchered. Like just absolutely stabbed to death in a home. That might get somebody to say something, right?
And also, it would affect. I think it would have if kids knew about it in the frat, it would affect them, like obviously mentally, and it would be hard to keep that. It would be hard to keep that. I think if they knew these kids, they partied with these kids. Anyway, that was my final thought. Sorry, other callers, and good night.
But I know, but call. I always like when you call in. All right, thanks. Have a good one, Chauncey.
Okay, bye.
Jeez. All right, see you. Yeah. Sorry for saying the word butchered. I think it's been said so many times now, it just popped into my head in those articles. I don't like that word used in these cases. So, anyways, I don't know who's next or whatever, but 785, you're on. Hello. You gotta unmute yourself. Hello.
Hey, Gray. This is Second Fox Nanny.
Second Fox Nanny, what's going on?
Not much. I'm trying to get over a cold, so I can't hardly breathe right now.
Okay, well, take care of yourself.
I will. I guess the only thing that I really wanted to bring up was that it really bothers me that when the police, and not even just this instance, but in all instances, when they ask for film, I wish they would also specifically ask people that have, like, the car cameras, because so many people, especially like Uber drivers and stuff, they have cameras that so many people are into filming their road trips.
Mm-hmm.
Even just around town or whatever, because you see all those things on YouTube, where people catch accidents.
But let me ask you this, though. I don't think there's a lot of people filming a road trip at 3 to 5 in the morning on a Sunday.
Well, I guess it probably would be too dark, wouldn't it?
It's just also like you're sleeping normally at that time, right?
Right.
But I guess when it's light, maybe somebody did that. I don't really. Hello? I think she accidentally hung up herself. She was in the middle of a sentence. Sack and Fox Nanny, you're right in the middle of a sentence. Yeah, but if it's a dash cam when it's just always running, that might be a good idea. A trucker or something like that. I'm not sure where you went, Sack and Fox Nanny, but All right, 269, you're on. Hello?
Hello, good evening, Grace. This is Julie from Michigan.
What's going on, Julie from Michigan?
Oh my gosh, first of all, wow. Oh, wow. Your video today, outstanding.
Wait, you didn't say it right. It's wow.
Long-time
Wait, hold on.
watcher.
You got to do it again.
Oh,
wow.
Just wow.
Just wow. There you go. There you go.
Just wow. No, excellent job.
All right,
And the girls out of Indiana as well. I'm a long-time watcher, first-time caller. Couple of things, I'll make it quick. First of all, I want to talk about the white car, the impotent white car. I Googled plates in Ohio, Idaho and Washington State are required to have front and back plates, not a window sticker. So the FBI on that gas
Hold on a second. What's she doing over there? Chloe's like...
Pardon?
What is she doing?
Me?
No, Chloe's like choke. I don't know if she's... Oh, she's wiggling her tail.
Oh, I'm
I think
sorry.
she was like, she had something in her mouth or something. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Is she okay?
Well, she was kind of like, looked like, you know, when a dog's about to throw up or something. I don't know.
Oh,
what
yeah,
it
I've
was.
got two cats. I totally know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, she looks good now.
You want to go check?
No, my wife's looking at her. She looks okay now. All right, so what else? What were you going to say?
Okay, so the plates are required front and back. So if they did get video from the gas station, you know the FBI has the technology to slow that down and get plates. And I just think that's one thing. A second thing is we can debunk the blood foots in the house. All that takes is you just take off your shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or
right?
there wasn't blood where you were walking. Like if they're laying on their bed, just picture in your mind, they're on their bed.
Right.
You kill them on their bed. You're standing on the bed on top of them, or I mean, who knows? You're standing on the side. The blood gets on the bed, and you just kind of walk the other direction. It doesn't mean that you have to have blood on your feet and shoes and all that. I don't know why that's sort of like everybody just thinks it's right out of a movie where it's just.
Totally agree with you. And also another thing I want to debunk because that's why I only watch. And I found you through Chasing Truth. I love her. Anyways, another thing I want to debunk is this scream everyone feels that they hear from the band field that night when the three boys were getting citations. Okay, if we think we heard that scream, why in the world wouldn't we think the police would hear that scream? Right? So I think that whole interview with that neighbor and all these neighbors and the scream and all that, in my personal opinion, I'm debunking that. I just don't think that's the case.
I've never heard a scream. I haven't heard a scream whatsoever.
No.
Holy crap! Did you guys hear that? That was unbelievable.
That's the first one I heard.
Oh, you heard it.
Really,
okay.
truly.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard the scream now. Thank you very much. Because even I just don't think that's the case. I do feel I'm right with you in the mindset. I think whoever it was came in from the slider, parked in the back. Could be the white car, obviously an apartment building. It came out on Banfield when you were asking earlier. Brian got it on Banfield this evening, and you already covered that some apartment building down the road turned in video. So we know that's happening. Could be the theory of the white car. But I think we can move on beyond the white car. There's two things I want your opinion on, Gray, and we don't know. First of all, if the bedrooms had a coded lock, like the previous tenant said they did, someone has to know that code. Either someone give them the code or they've been in those bedrooms before, right?
Well, they'd have to have the code or the doors weren't locked.
Okay, so if they were, right. So someone, exactly. And we really don't know, but I do agree with your theory. If Ethan was killed after Maddie and Kylie upstairs, what I'd like to know, and I know we'll never know, in the autopsy report, if they had digestive pasta in their stomach as well. Because that means the girls came home, sat and visited with
Yeah, we were talking
couple,
about that. You can
right?
you can determine the time of death based on the food digestion in them.
Right. But it'd be interesting to find out where that container was. If it was left in the living room, kitchen, or upstairs with the girls. Just a
that would be kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean, if it was down in the living room,
right?
then maybe they talked to Zane and Ethan.
Right, if they were visiting. And we really don't know if the kids brought some friends over from that frat party. And they might have got home, the roommates downstairs on the first floor, they didn't hear anything. Might have gotten home, went to bed. Ethan and Xana could have came home with a couple people from the frat party. Right? And we don't know that. And that could have been
Well, no, because Kaylee and Madison got home way after, Ethan and Xana came home at apparently around 1:45, and then 1:56 is when Kaylee and Madison got home.
Right, but we don't know if people were there.
Yeah, no, I've said that a million times. Like, we don't know if
Right,
we don't
yeah,
know if
that's
Xana
what I
and
think.
Ethan brought somebody home, and they were in the house. And
Exactly.
maybe they even left or something, and then they went to sleep, or they actually did something to Ethan and Xana at around 2:00 and sat there in the house waiting around for Kaylee and Madison to go to sleep, and then attack them later. I mean, that's definitely
Right.
it's not as likely,
Especially
but
if
it's
they're-
possible.
Right. And it'd be interesting if they couldn't get that code to work on Xana's bedroom, if that was the lock that the dad replaced just with a regular, like, Home Depot or Lowe's, household lock that we have on our bed. I don't even have a lock on my bedroom, but do you know what I mean? Just a regular door handle. So we really don't know those things. But that was my thought. I know you've got other people on hold, but I just wanted to call and tell you your videos are outstanding.
Well, thank you.
And you're one of my favorite YouTubers. And I wish you a Merry Christmas. Real quick.
And a
how is your
Happy
friend-
New Year. What's that?
Yeah, yes, you too. And then how's your friend doing that got the hip replacement that calls and you're so sweet to all the time?
You know what? I didn't actually hear from her today, but I'll check in. I just want to let her kind of peacefully get recover and stuff. I mean, the first day you feel better right away, but then it starts hurting more and more and more after that. Usually.
Right. I love your relationship you have with her. It's so sweet. Every time she comes on and talks to you, I just feel like I could sit down and have a cup of coffee with you guys or a cold beer and just pass the time. But thank you so much for all you do, and I hope your puppy's well, and I'll call in some other time to keep watching.
She looks
good.
good.
And you know what? We only have, I don't have my reading glasses on, like 875 likes, and you've got 1,200 people watching. So if you guys could hit the like button.
Yes,
that would
everybody,
really help.
hit that like button, please. Thank you very much.
Yes,
All right.
and subscribe. All right.
That's
Good night.
right.
Merry
Good night.
Christmas.
You too. See you later. Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye. Uh-huh.
All right, got one more here. 801, you're on. Hello.
Hey, Gray. Russ up in North Dakota. How you doing?
I don't know what order you were in. I'm sorry if you were the first and got to the last. That's the problem with the non-waiting room version. So.
Problem. It's been entertaining.
Okay. What's going on?
Hey, I just wanted to talk about the the message boards and some of the theories that have been going around. Most of them, 90% of them, you can debunk them at a first glance. A lot of it's garbage. You're good at doing that. And I noticed something that the family's lawyer said the other day, that they want grace during this period from everybody, which I thought that was an interesting word.
They wanted what? What did they say?
Grace.
I can't understand what you're saying. Say it again. They have what?
Haley's parents' lawyer came out, said that they hope that the public gives the family and the victims grace.
Oh, grace.
And
okay.
the way I interpret that is they don't want the public going around talking about the lifestyle of these students and getting into potential theories that don't make them look very good. Because they're probably a rowdy bunch and they ran into a lot of people, and but when it comes down to it, somebody had to have a motive to do this. Somebody had to be so angry and humiliated or something to go and do this to those 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not seen anything out there that a theory that really leads to that talks about somebody being humiliated or a love thing triangle. You haven't heard anything about that except for the one theory that was on a message board about a week ago that everybody originally just kind of scoffed at, and that night with a guy and insulting each other, and I haven't seen that insulting each other. I have.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
There was like a duplication. I wasn't trying to talk. I had a window open. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm just surprised that in the last week that theory to me hasn't really fully been debunked, and that's the only theory that has some skeletons in the closet about an altercation that doesn't maybe make them look very good, and somebody with some motive. And I just think it's interesting that we're 4 or 5 weeks into this, and we have yet to hear any other detail of an altercation. It's just been like complete silence from everybody they know about anything they could possibly have done to piss somebody off to do this. And that should be easily debunked, that story. That those two guys shouldn't have that, they would never be that angry to go kill somebody.
Yeah.
Why haven't that debunked? And I just wonder what your thoughts are.
Well, it's hard to be able to. You're talking about the bull. Yeah, there was an incident with the guy drowned in the water, and they said, "Oh, he was bullied." Okay, well then, who killed him? Somebody that felt so bad about the bullying, and then went over and, there's just so much garbage. It's like when there's no information, people just come up with. I don't know the people that you're talking about. I don't know what altercation.
This story is about him commenting that he took steroids and, making fun of his manhood type deal. And he also, they say that Kaylee was just a collateral damage. They didn't know she was going to be there, and they were targeting just the 3, not the whole 4. Right. And I'm like, I'm sitting here on the internet watching all these articles come out, and I'm just waiting for this story to be debunked. Like, oh, it's just some stupid online forum thing. And it hasn't been debunked. And then you talk about people that have called in and they have these theories about what happened, about somebody they know or whatever. But then the car, it makes absolutely no sense that in the last 7 days, they haven't found a car of anybody that they knew in that area, anybody at the frat, the family members of all these people. It just doesn't match. It's just.
Well, what do you think's going on then?
Well, if the person in the car did it, and they haven't figured out who it is at this point, then there's got to be. Then maybe we're underestimating how slow they're taking their time to do this, because for them to sit on this for 7 days, knowing the car, and you can imagine in your town you live in, if somebody committed a murder next door to you, to kill 4 people, and they knew the car, you would think in 2 hours they'd at least have 5 solid suspects that they're digging into, and they're excited about they're going to find them. And it seems like they have absolutely no idea. And the reason you can tell they don't really know what's going on is because they got this new camera from the gas station, and now the next day, where are they at? They're in these 2 towns to the east. Like, they're basing their entire investigation off of this new camera.
What do you mean law enforcement? What do you mean they moved to a different town? I didn't hear.
Yeah, law enforcement. Yeah.
Where'd they go?
Law enforcement.
Where'd they go?
Oh, they took there was a report today that there's a bunch of FBI agents in these towns to the east.
Like Pullman?
Troy and.
Oh, not there.
No,
Troy.
not Pullman, that's to the west.
Yeah, Troy.
Troy and another town. And
Kendrick
thinking,
and
really?
Nora
These guys,
and Howell and Corna.
Yeah, these guys are so behind and reactive that some clerk at the gas station shows them a picture and they're sending a bunch of agents out there. I mean,
yeah, they should have said. They should have been looking at all of the different gas stations and things on main routes right from the get-go. I mean, run right into all those places like gas stations, truck stops, all those businesses along highways and freeways, and immediately check for any vehicles moving around at 2:45 to 4:45 in the morning, or 5 or something. I mean, just look, But, it's almost like the Elantra is what then made them start looking. Because I guess what would you be looking for originally? But why not collect the data? That's what all I'm saying is, even if you didn't know about an Elantra, collect the data between that time frame, and then when leads start coming in, you go, oh shit, let's check this one out. And then you can look at all the cameras and track those vehicles, right? Instead, it's like, let's look now after we find the Elantra. It's kind of weird, backwards.
Yeah, very reactive.
Yeah.
And then one more thought I have is, people talk about in the media, if it's pretty clear that the car is related to the murder. Well, because nobody's come forward. Well, what if you're an innocent person driving around in this white car, and maybe you had a little rough night that night, and you're not proud of everything you've ever done in your life. You're driving around, and you tell your parents, hey, yeah, I was in town driving our car. And you're going to go to your lawyer. You're going to say, what do we do? And the lawyer's going to say, you keep your mouth shut. You're not telling anybody anything until we get our plan together. And what I would want to know, if I was an innocent person involved in this whole thing, I would want the police to tell everybody, we have a DNA profile of who did this. We have their DNA. We're going to find them. We know who they are. We just need to figure out through genealogy or whatever who they exactly are. Well, if I'm in the middle of this investigation, potentially I have a friend or whatever that maybe is involved, and I've been in the house or something, I'm scared to death to say anything, because if they don't have a DNA profile of who did this, then they're going to start to use anything against this person to find a motive if they have nothing else to go
Yeah,
on.
I mean, that's why I always tell people, like, if you're in a crime, it doesn't mean that you're guilty if you don't want to speak to the cops without a lawyer. Everybody should do that. Like, if somebody's murdered and you're gonna go talk to, I mean, it sounds counterintuitive, but sometimes if you say the wrong thing and you word things a certain way, they start looking at you differently, and they can start manipulating data to make you look like you're guilty, even though you had nothing to do with anything.
Yep.
It happens all the time, actually. So.
And this is my last question, then I'll get off. But has there ever been a case where the police have come out and you have been able to believe them, where they say, we have a DNA file, everybody come forward and eliminate yourself? Or they'll say whatever they want to say and you can't trust them, right? Because it would be nice if there was a mechanism for the public to know, like, this DNA file is set in stone. If you don't match it, you're eliminated. Because if we don't get to that point, we're going to get a bunch of people that don't want to talk, and then you're a month into it, scratching your head, how in the hell do people not know who did this? Because,
well, I mean, we're a month and 3 days. It's crazy. You think a murder like this, boom, done. Solved.
Yeah.
This is crazy. It's weird. This is kind of a unique feeling, especially in our era, I mean, I don't know. This just isn't really common at all. I wouldn't say unique. It's just not common. It's very unusual. I mean, you get murders in homes, like at a Thanksgiving, and cousin comes in and shoots everybody up. This is totally different because they're 4 people that aren't related. They're just friends, and I don't know. Doesn't feel typical whatsoever. Very odd. So. Anyways, you got anything else?
I appreciate it, Chris. Yep.
Oh, wait, thanks a lot.
That's all I got.
All right,
Have a good
appreciate
day.
it. Have a good one. Bye. All right. Well, we made it through with some normal-ish. Well, they're all normal, not just ish. But we never had Patsy Cline call in. Maybe she didn't like it when I made fun of her for saying, hey, it looks like you put the gloves on the killer's hands. Not the gloves, the bags. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? It's 4 murders. No, Mustang. That's not the way you're looking at it. Doesn't sound right at all. It's 4 murders, Gray. That can take time. I don't see this as an issue. It's 4 murders by 1 person. Okay, there should be an answer here. Your wording doesn't make any sense. Sorry for your confusion. All right, let's see the killer. I'm gonna take off now. Anyways, thank you to A second, where we got on PayPal earlier, it was LMM earlier, then Joanne Sands, Rebecca Porsche, and Velvet Army, the Velvet Army. All right, very cool, very cool. And then at the that's the live stream. Okay. Thank you to Cheryl Bullock, Bucolic Buffalo, Tosh, Kathy Freidenmaker, Ink Twin 9, Eugenie, not Corvalli, but Eugenie, Stephanie H, Dreaming of Blue Skies, and can't see the rest. Tosh, Candalee Woodward Stone, SSP134, Georgia, Vasserini, Georgina Stoliker, Cairo, Michelle Inga, Ultra Dark CEO, Brianna 25 with a cat eye, AF, Sherry, Ria Mazzarone, Vicky H, The Goon, Alley Cake, Cindy J, Sweet Pea, Cairo, Colleen Dahmen, Cindy J, The Crime Nut, Tiffany May, D. Stewart, Lori Fisher, Sweet Pea, Lisa Wilkerson, Gwendolyn B, The Velvet Army. Let's see, where am I? Jody H, Tosh, Sack and Fox Nanny, Marisol, Fungus Among Us, Dreaming of Blue Skies Again, Suze Q Reynolds, Dobby Boardman, Ultra Dark CEO, Raul Perez, 8675309, True Crime Nut, Jessica Schubach, and then 8675309 again, LMM, Dreaming Girl, Brandy Clary, Ria Mazzarone, Bama Forever with a double cat eye, 8675309. Jeff H. He said something about, I can't remember now. And then LMM, classical guitarist, Gooseneck Gestapo, Lean On Me, and Christy Quasi. All right. And by the way, earlier in the evening, we donated $1,000 to RAIN, which is Violence Against Women. All right. So tonight I'm just going to do the part of my spin thing tonight was part of it would be giving out the 5 memberships. Okay. So we'll do an actual spin. Hope you guys don't mind, in the Christmas spirit. So we'll do a spin for the Wow, Just Wow. It seems to make sense tonight. It seems like this is going to be for a Wow, Just Wow mug, okay? Alright, just the Wow, Just Wow mug. You guys ready? Here it is. Wow. Just wow. Brandy Clary won the Wow Just Wow mug. Alright. And the other, on behalf of all the freaks tonight, the 5 memberships that were given out were from you guys too. Okay, you guys are awesome. All right. And we got 10. There was another person that gave out 5 memberships too, but I can't see it on the screen, so thank you very much. And all the new channel members, awesome. Hope you guys stay around. It'd be great. All right? So thank you. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, where you can get really zany. We can get good old Chauncey to call back in, eh? All right. Anyways, see you guys later. And as I always say, I'm just kidding. What is it? Anybody, any comments in there? No, that's it. Okay, that's it. Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. And a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5, and a 6, and a 7, and an 8.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, thug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar.
What happened, Gray? What happened? Oh, there it is, okay.
Crime collector, freak connector,
And I'm always gonna be a pop protector,
fool deflector, interceptor,
and I mean a little paper with a vector.
On his pector, with all respect, y'all. Just remember, I've a temper fucking jet, y'all. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you later.
Hey, Gray, I didn't get to say much tonight.
Well, for good reason, Mary Lou. It's not fun listening to you.
Gosh, Gray, that isn't very nice. Oh, God, how could you say something like that?
Well, because it's true. I just don't like listening.
Everybody else does, though, Gray.
All right, well, we'll see you guys later.
Good night, everybody. Jay.
You just said that.
I know, but I want to say it with more, gusto. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God! All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, everybody, and be safe out there.
Be safe out there. God, you always say the same thing.
Well, I know, but I want people to be safe. There's a lot. Well, forget it, Mary Lou. I don't have to explain it to you.
You sure don't, Greg. Good night.
Good night, Mary Lou. Woo, little testy. All right, we'll.